No, I do not think the summer Hank is still going because based on Hank's body language on Sunday after the Patriots won, he wished he was golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
You did not care.
Yeah. On today's part of my take, we have a twofer for the people. Scottie Scheffler, ever heard of him? Best golfer in the world on the show, wrapping up his season. We also talked to Northern Illinois head coach Thomas Hammock. Awesome talk with him about his big upset win against Notre Dame. We're going to talk some college football. We've got FAQs, hot seat, cool throne, and we're going to talk about some Monday night football. There's some tension in the air, and it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, on the ground, in the air, from the special teams or defense. We don't care how they score them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your bet today. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $250 in bonus bets instantly and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. I'm going to take Josh Allen on Thursday night. That guy scores touchdowns. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, and the New York Jets still have a quarterback.
Yes, he survived.
He survived.
Memes was offline yesterday.
And
off the thread.
And this morning.
And just not existing. I think Memes just came back to life about an hour ago.
I don't even think he's back to life. I don't even know. He seems what's going on, Memes, in the back there. You had some choice words for us. You resigned.
I'm physically here.
So, Memes, you
lost. A lot of greats have resigned by using a napkin from the New York Jets.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and Memes, you lost one game. What's up?
The defense looks so bad.
So you're – oh, no.
It did. He's right.
He chimed in. Memes, this is – if you take this one loss, like this, the way you reacted was a playoff loss. You took yourself off the group chat. You didn't show up to work till 1 o'clock. It's one loss.
I deleted everything off my phone, too.
What? It's one loss.
Wait, what do you mean you deleted everything off your phone?
All I have is my bank app and the Roku app for my TVs.
And this is wild, Memes.
Everything's gone.
Because this reaction is what I could understand it if it was last year's game.
Yeah.
This is a delayed reaction. You should have done this last year and then flip-flopped and done last year's reaction this year.
Or a Super Bowl loss is how you're acting right now. You lost one game. If you look at the Jets' schedule, going off of last night, the two biggest takeaways I had was the 49ers are still fucking awesome, and Aaron Rodgers, while limited running, like he doesn't have the same mobility, his arm is still there.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is best.
Well, he's not because he definitely is not the best.
He also did you notice that he didn't throw to the right at all?
Yeah, his mobility is like he's looking.
Do you see his pass chart though?
Yeah,
his pass chart is just all the left side of the field.
Yeah, he hasn't played in 2 years.
I don't think he can. He can't move.
He doesn't see right.
Yeah, but he can throw still.
Yeah, he can still rip it.
So, why is this loss so hurtful to you when, again, like PFT said, last year should have been way worse?
I mean, we waited all this time. Our defense was supposed to be really, 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 really good.
It's week 1. You're going to get Hassan Reddick back, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
On a day like today especially, there could be a lot worse news involving the Jets.
Yes. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay, perspective.
What will you do if they lose like a playoff game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Memes.
I don't think Memes is capable of handling even an 8-9 season at this point. Which is shocking
Aren't you
because
used to this?
Yes.
No, but Memes, how old are you?
29.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
yeah, he should be Memes. It's shocking. You haven't learned in seasons past that you're going to have some bumps in the road?
What is going on? I don't understand being sad, which I get sad. I mean, well, I don't understand what it's like being 0-1. Max, Hank, you guys agree? That is actually unfathomably sad. But I get sad after Bears games. I don't delete everything on my phone.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake, but
Memes. You guys are playing the Titans next week. You have the Patriots, Broncos, Vikings in the next 4 weeks. Those are all winnable games.
Also kind of losable.
Also losable. Good point, Hank.
it's true.
They can't stop anything.
They couldn't.
The defense looks so bad.
Every play
Defense
was
looked
like,
bad. You guys need a pass rusher.
yeah.
If there's one out there that's available.
But I asked Max during the game. He said Hassan Reddick's not good against the rush.
Oh, and also, why did Sauce Gardner come off the field for a while?
I believe it was his head.
Oh, his head.
Sleeves look great though.
Maybe he's addicted to golf.
Can you tell me?
That's going around.
Yeah, it does make you miss a lot of work. I know that. What's the deal with the sleeves?
What sleeves?
Well, Aaron Rodgers had like the standard floppy quarterback sleeves. Sauce had some floppy sleeves.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson had some floppy sleeves. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
I think it looks clean.
Memes. Can I give you something that will make you cheer you up?
Sure.
Because this is sad. Is week
It's
one.
dramatic, is what it is.
It's very dramatic.
It's not even sad. It's dramatic.
It's week one.
James is being dramatic.
He's a messy bitch.
It's week one, and the biggest thing about this game was get Aaron Rodgers through this game healthy and hope his arm is still his arm, and it is. So that's good. And you're playing the 49ers. The 49ers have been in like 6 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. I don't know what the stat is.
Yeah, but now with Jordan Mason at running back.
Yeah, Jordan Mason was
Carved you up.
We'll get to Jordan Mason. We got to talk about that. Memes got nasty on the group chat. I said
you started it.
What?
You started.
Yeah, I said Jets stinks, but then you said it's game one guy, which I agree, it's game one. And then you said Caleb Williams looks like Zach Wilson. That was very nasty.
Was mean.
That was
mean.
nasty work.
You want to apologize for that, Memes?
I apologize.
I don't need your apology. You were right to say anything you wanted to say in that moment.
But you are being very dramatic right now. I can't. We
right.
can't have this happen after every week.
I
You
just
can't.
I'm 100% with you if this was your reaction in a end
Last
of
year.
season.
Last year.
Or end of season playoff game. I would be like, Memes, take a couple days off. That sucks. It's week one.
No. What the fuck are we talking about? Take a couple days off after
true.
a loss?
True.
The amount
Everyone
of times
has
I've had to
to
sit
get
in
in
that
the mic.
fucking
Yeah.
chair 30 seconds
You're right.
after
You're
a
right.
heartbreaking
Our
loss.
worst moments
is
are always
bullshit.
after. I act like a bitch and I get killed for it. You're right.
No,
Hank does. He doesn't talk.
No, I mean, I'm not killing you for it. I just think that it's unusual that it happened after a pretty standard loss.
Yeah. The Niners are really good, dude.
They were okay. We looked so good in the first quarter.
I think he thinks that I think the problem is I think he thought the Jets were like day one best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think that's
The defense looks so bad.
Yeah.
You might also have early onset Fleming.
Yeah.
I watched this game with Memes.
Oh yeah, please tell us.
I watched it with him and our other Jets fan in the Chicago office, Tom Lay. After the drive that Aaron Rodgers took the team down the field, they legitimately looked at each other and said, "This is the best moment of my entire life." Like they were legitimately talking about other good moments in their life, like different milestones in their personal life, and they were like, "I think this feeling right now feels better than anything else." It wasn't like a hyperbole. They were comparing it to other moments.
And what was the score at that point?
7-6. We were going to the Super Bowl.
I love it, Memes. That's how you got to ride the roller coaster. But now the roller coaster, you gotta come back to earth. You gotta come back to the show. You quit.
Yeah.
So I watched the game with Hank. I took in a DirecTV refugee.
That's nice.
He came over.
Good for you.
We had a great time. Also, Hank explained to me that I accidentally just paid for 6 different cable packages.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize I have full YouTube TV
Yeah.
and cable.
Yeah. Same.
Whoops.
Yeah, I got that too. And
I thought it was just through my cable that I got YouTube TV, and Hank's like, no, dude, you're just double paying for it.
Yeah, I do that too. If you gave me like a technology audit, I'm probably pissing away $600 a month.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
Lovely house though. I
Thank
got
you.
the full tour.
Yes.
It was like a like one of those children's books in like a doctor's office where you're like trying to spot something, and it was just like spot the TV in this room.
Yeah.
In every room.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
like
of
that.
TVs. Every room has a lot of TVs.
Were the snacks good enough for Hank? Was he okay?
He's on. I said before he came over, I was like, "Do you want any snacks? Do you want any food?" He's like, "I'm healthy,"
All right,
so he didn't even eat.
let's go.
I offered him mini Starburst.
What'd you have for dinner?
Chicken sandwich.
Wow.
He's been a health guy, but it was great. I've taken my DirecTV refugee. I did promise that DirecTV would fix it. They did not, so then I had to do the right thing and bring in Hank.
I almost bought the YouTube TV and did the double cable packages, but I'm holding on for one more week.
Okay.
If we go another week, then I might have to do it or just cancel my DirecTV. But I was close to doing it, and then you texted me and you're like, you want to come over? I was like, I'm just gonna forget about dealing with this now and
All
figure
right.
it
Well,
out.
you're welcome to come over next week
Thank
too.
you.
So
Yeah.
I was in
Monday
a
Night Football.
I was in a hotel room, and then I put it on ESPN, and it said you can't get the game. They're doing the dispute right now with DirecTV and ESPN. And then I was like, shit, I'm on like 2 pain pills right now. I can't go out to a sports bar and watch the game there. But it was on ABC. So is the solution just change the channel to ABC?
No, because that's how it started for me on Saturday with the Tennessee game. I was trying to watch the Tennessee game on ABC, and it was on ABC or ESPN. So
So
I don't know.
They're picking and choosing.
I also
Yeah.
didn't check last night about that, but
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on
you
ABC.
probably should have checked.
But maybe
But we had fun. It was fun having you over.
it also might not be on ABC in every market. This whole thing is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I'm just mad at everyone.
I don't understand any of it.
At this point, I don't care who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah, I'm just making
Fix it.
sure. I basically have a apocalypse bunker for cable services. No matter what, I'll have it.
Yeah, like when Hard Knocks went off, guess what? I had it. I had it live.
Add it. Double pay.
That's why you waste all that money every month.
Yeah.
Is just to feel superior over people.
Yeah, for that one moment. As for the other part of the game, the Niners did look really good. Jordan Mason was awesome. He's been like, I think he had like 5.8 yards per carry in his career. Obviously, he's the backup, but like Niners fans know he was the real deal. He did slip up and said afterwards that he knew he was starting since Friday. Fantasy owners are very upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
Very upset about that, but I'm sure Florio's going to have a long piece.
Yeah, this is going to be a federal investigation.
Yeah.
If actually, this might be what gets Congress to do something, because they were talking last year about the whole Joe Burrow thing when his hand injury wasn't reported correctly. You remember that?
Yep.
But I guarantee you one of these dorks in Congress had Christian McCaffrey on their fantasy team.
Yep.
And obviously didn't bench him going into the weekend. It personally affected them. Now, it's probably like Nancy Pelosi is going to do a full investigation.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it finally and figure out what's going on. Cannons. on her. So he said after the game, Jordan said that he was told on Friday that he was going to get the start.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Shanahan said afterwards that he misspoke, and he told him on Friday, be ready to get some action on Friday, but not that you're starting on Friday. We're going to need you on Friday.
Which the Niners did have Christian McCaffrey as questionable.
Yeah, and that it's not the worst explanation ever. Like if you didn't know if Christian was going to play, you're going to be getting a lot of touches. I'm going to let you know you better be ready on Monday night.
I felt bad for him because afterwards he was like, this is why I don't talk to the media. I mean, he made a mistake slipping up, and now that's the story when the story should be he had an incredible night.
Yeah.
He looked awesome.
Is this, if we're grasping at straws for Panthers fans to be excited about, is this as close as you've gotten in a long time to having a dub that Christian McCaffrey didn't look as irreplaceable as some people thought that he was?
I was actually thinking the Niners should trade Christian McCaffrey.
It's a system. He's a system
Just
running
get
back.
more picks. Just keep it going.
System running back.
They did look awesome. Like the Jets defense, every guy was open every single play.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy didn't even have, like, his numbers weren't crazy, but I thought he played pretty well.
He did. There always seemed to be a guy that was streaking open. Kyle Juszczyk even caught a
Wheel
long,
route.
a deep bomb.
Fullback wheel route.
I had him to score 17-1. That was tough for me. Did you take him?
I had him with Aaron Rodgers.
Also, I don't want to jinx it. Just spreading awareness. The field goal bet's hot right now.
Yeah.
4-0 right now.
The field goals.
We're
field goal kickers are too good.
We're 60%. No, this is the last 2.5 years.
I know, but they're getting to the point where they're just automatic everywhere.
We're 60% and it's always plus money.
Yeah.
And it's really the only bet that enables me to bet other things in football season. It's the only thing that keeps me afloat. Primetime field goals. And it all started because we had a dumb idea that it looks like the ball travels farther at night.
And it does.
And it does.
Also, my other note from the game was shout out Ricky Pearsall for wearing the Rolex. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He was on the sidelines, and they were showing him and talking about the fact that he got shot through his heart or through his chest.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is obviously that he was mugged. The guy was trying to rob him of his Rolex. Had the Rolex on. That's a flex.
Yeah.
He's going to be back.
Dog.
Also, Zach Wilson got the worst stray of all time when Troy Aikman just said point blank, the Jets have had the worst quarterback play in the history of the league in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
That's got to suck sitting there and watching that.
Yeah.
In the history of the league.
That's a silver lining, memes.
Yeah, memes.
Can you say that stat again?
He said it wasn't a stat. It was he's so checked out. Troy Aikman said the Jets have had the worst quarterback play in the history of the league in the last 3 years.
That's true.
Okay,
So it's
now
better.
you don't. Now you don't.
Congratulations. It's better.
Congratulations.
And Aaron Rodgers, he did not look bad last night.
No, there was an insult graphic, though.
What was the insult graphic? Memes?
Last year, week 1, Zach Wilson's stat line was similar,
Oh.
and they won.
But passing yards are down this year. In the huge sample size that we have of 1 week.
Memes, pick yourself up and dust yourself off. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been in your shoes a million times. It gets bad, and then you got to get up and be like, hey, next week's going to be awesome. I don't know. I am 1-0, so it is hard to talk.
Memes is like Rossini's laughing. She's loving this.
Florio's are going crazy.
Did you fall asleep thinking about Mike Florio dancing in your head?
He didn't sleep.
Mike Florio had a good article this morning.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
About?
The Jets are better 0-1 with Aaron Rodgers than 1-0 with Zach Wilson.
Yes.
There you go.
And it's not even close.
Duh.
You needed Florio to tell you that?
Yeah, I needed some reassurance.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
You are a
memes.
mental mess, man.
I'm concerned about you.
Seriously.
Same.
We were legitimately like, he might not show up today. Week 1. Okay.
There was a possibility.
All right, Memes, here's another positive.
What made you decide to come in?
My dad called me a pussy.
Good. Shout out Mr. Memes. Way to get your boy into work. Here's another positive, Memes.
Did you cry last night or today?
Yeah.
What? No.
Wait, was it like a steady stream of tears throughout the entire game, or was
No.
it one play?
I was like, fuck this.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, no one can question your fandom.
No.
Yeah, and this is all because you have expectations. Like, imagine if Aaron Rodgers had run for vice president, actually. You would have no expectations, and you wouldn't care.
Yeah. I also didn't blow up, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you should have seen it coming, Memes. This is the second time that Aaron Rodgers has lost to Shanahan. That's the actual vice president for RFK. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I didn't know that person
Yeah.
existed.
Max knew. Max is big politics guy.
Big politics guy over here.
Which is left, which is right.
Right is red. And
Yep.
Republican.
Yep.
There you go.
I'll never get that one wrong.
Memes. Here's another
3 Rs.
positive because it's Wednesday. We're going to talk college football. I'm gonna give you my top 12. You could stop me whenever you want, PFT, when you disagree. But Georgia's my number 1 team.
There we go.
Georgia's
Disagree.
my number 1 team. Okay.
I got Texas.
I have Texas 2. Georgia's 1. Georgia's my number 1 team. Texas 2. Ohio State's 3. Tennessee, Penn State, USC, Miami, Alabama, Ole Miss, Missouri, Iowa State because they beat Iowa and Northern Illinois.
I might flip-flop Penn State and USC.
Yeah, Penn State has, the West Virginia, true road win was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and Penn State didn't look great this weekend against Bowling Green. But the big story from the weekend, so we talked about it a little bit, but obviously we're going to talk about with Thomas Hammock coming on, NIU not ending Notre Dame's season, but they cannot lose another game.
Mm-hmm.
It also is the first time since the AP poll came out since the AP Top 25 that a conference has 6 of the top 7 spots. So the SEC has 6 of the top 7 spots: Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Missouri, and Tennessee. And we get what everyone thought was going to be the only ranked matchup this weekend: Missouri and BC.
Yeah.
Everyone expected that.
Yeah, BC juggernauts.
Yeah. I have, so my big winners for the first 2 weeks are USC and Tennessee in my mind. Because I'm not counting Georgia and Texas because we figured they were going to be top teams. They were the, either the first, second, or third odds to win the championship.
Well, no, I'm going to go horns up and say that not everybody thought that Texas was going to be here.
What do you mean?
A lot of people thought that Texas was going to lose to Michigan.
I mean, they were 7.5 point favorites.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go back and talk about Texas's road,
but they were preseason. They were the third favorite to be a national title.
I'm just maybe it's a recency bias thing, but the way that they looked against Michigan, the final score I don't think does that game justice.
Well, I think
it could have been a lot worse.
I think Texas is very good. I think Michigan is very bad. Not very bad, but they're going to win 7 or 8 games.
They're flawed.
I think they're in trouble offensively.
They're a flawed team, yeah.
But USC and Tennessee were my 2 teams that I looked at, and I was like, before the season, people had questions. USC's defense looks awesome. Tennessee, Nico is the real deal, and they both have had statement wins in the first 2 weeks. Those are the 2 teams that the big climbers in my mind when you talk about preseason to 2 weeks in.
Yeah, Nico looks amazing. They looked amazing against NC State, and who knows? NC State might even compete for the ACC still. I don't necessarily write them out. The ACC is kind of garbage, so
they've looked pretty bad.
They've looked bad, but you never know. The ACC hasn't looked great yet.
I'm okay writing them off.
USC, the last game of the season for USC, Notre Dame, right?
Yeah,
that's if you're out there saying that Notre Dame is disqualified from the playoff for this loss. That might be a playoff game for Notre Dame.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They are in the playoffs if they win the rest of their games until that USC game.
Yes.
In fact, their playoffs start right now.
Their playoffs do start right now.
Yeah.
They got Purdue. And then I think they play Louisville, which they're good. But, yeah, that will be – and USC to me is it's just been the question forever of if Lincoln Riley ever got a defense. Obviously, Utah State, you can't judge it all, but they did hold LSU to 20 points, and they shut out Utah State. Looks like they learned how to tackle.
Yeah, they're tackling.
Which changes everything.
Yeah, it's a pretty big part of football.
Yeah, and they didn't do it for a really long time.
And it helps your offense, too.
Big time. The other one was Oregon has looked bad.
Oregon looks real bad.
Yeah.
Where are they right now in the AP? I feel like there's maybe
they're like
17.
No. What?
I would have them at 17.
Oh, you're saying where they are or where you have them?
I would
because they're not 17 in the AP.
I would drop them big time.
Yeah. I mean, they are 2-0, but they needed 2 special teams touchdowns to beat Boise as 20-point favorites. They struggled with Idaho.
I also really like Boise.
I would imagine they're like 8th, if I had to guess. What are they? 9th.
I really like Boise State.
Yeah.
Their running back is a beast.
Yeah, Ashton Genty. He's got 9 touchdowns and 450 yards through 2 games.
I just love the balls on a guy who goes to a Group of 5 school that does the Heisman pose.
Yeah. He was great, and they got more shots. I think they play some more Power 5 teams. I think they play Washington State and maybe Oregon State, so they have a couple more shots at it. I also had I love Iowa State versus Iowa. What is it? El Asico is what they call it.
El Asico, yeah.
Online, yeah. But you just always know it's going to be a weird game, and it's usually especially a weird game. Like, it either goes one of 2 ways. Iowa beats the shit out of them, or Iowa State wins, and it's a weird game. And it was a weird game because it looked like Iowa was going to beat the shit out of them, and then you get weird scores going on, and they won 2019. It was a great game. I was like, damn, Iowa State down 13, not giving up. I was impressed.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, whenever you see Iowa do anything on offense, you're like, they're one of the best teams in the country.
Yes.
They can score like this. And so at the start, they started scoring points, and you were like, shit, Iowa's for real this year. And then they just went back to old Iowa.
Yeah.
Like, pretty quickly. That flip, it's very easy for them to flip that switch.
Yes.
And just go back to what we've always seen out of Iowa.
They also had Kirk Ferentz came out to Many Men.
Yeah.
Which was awesome from his 1-game suspension.
Yeah, I'm sure that's his favorite song.
Yeah.
He loves 50.
And then the only other one I had that we had to talk about was Colorado. Oof. Well, Nebraska's back. That should be said. Nebraska is back. That was an electric place in Lincoln on Saturday night. It was so much fun watching that game. But Colorado, it's bad vibes everywhere. Like Shedeur blaming his offensive line. They tried to basically do a patchwork offensive line. I think they have an 18-year-old starting at guard. It was bad. It was bad.
And then Shedeur went to the locker room before the game was over.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes left in the game, right? Took himself out.
Yeah.
It was not good. And
Their defense played going into that game. I was like, they're not going to be able to stop Nebraska. Their defense actually played well. Their offense stunk.
they played pretty good on defense. I'm just glad that this game was never really in jeopardy because it had maybe the worst 15-minute stretch of officiating that I've ever seen in any sport.
Yes,
It was so bad. Who's the ref analyst that they were using for this one? Was it
I don't know.
Terry McAuliffe?
It might have been.
It might have been Terry, but they were just laughing. They ran out of because when you're a former ref and your job is to analyze ref calls on TV, you don't always say like, "Wow, they really blew this one." You find ways to be like, maybe this is what they saw. After like the fourth bad flag in a row, he just started laughing and he was like, "I don't know what they're looking at on the field. This is very strange." So I'm just glad that there was nothing consequential came out of all those bad calls.
Yes,
Because it was terrible. And Colorado, the wheels could fall off.
Oh yeah,
The wheels could fall off.
I mean, I think the wheels are going to fall off, and it's going to be. I mean, Shador's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah, and then what happens?
Travis Hunter's going to go to the NFL.
What happens when Shador leaves? Is he just like committed to Colorado? He just loves that program. He's going to stick around for a while.
So I wouldn't say so.
I would say probably not.
Yeah, it does. It does feel, and I don't know how many wins they have left on their schedule. They do play Colorado State this weekend, which will be that game was so awesome last year.
You see the story about what they asked the home stadium to do after Shador scores a touchdown?
What?
I don't think this is true. By the
You don't think so? Okay, then I don't want to spread.
per Deion Sanders Jr.
I don't want to
getting
spread.
mad at Barstool for posting them.
I don't want to spread
What was
misinformation online.
What were they gonna do?
Well, the story was that whenever anyone scores a touchdown for Colorado at home, they play the fight song afterwards.
Yeah.
Except when Shador scores a touchdown, then they play Shador's own song.
Yeah, that seems fake. It seems fake, but obviously people will buy it.
Barstool posted, someone on Barstool wrote that article with basically that headline, and then I saw Deion Sanders Jr. quoted and was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, who on Barstool wrote the article?
I don't know.
We have sources that are more.
Listen, I still like Deion, but yeah, it's not good in Colorado right now. He'd be the first to say it's not good.
Yeah.
That was a bad game. And Nebraska is back. It's fun that that crowd was awesome, and they have a very winnable schedule going up to Week 8 against Ohio State, which it will be awesome if they're highly ranked going into that game.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Also, I think I flipped on Raiola and how he dresses like Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
It's dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but it's funny.
Yeah. It just really comes down to the facial hair and the haircut.
If you win, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. If he had one of the others taken, if he didn't have the facial hair, I'd be like, all right, he just got Patrick Mahomes' haircut.
Hank's smirking about something.
What do
I'm
you
not
got?
smirking, just big propaganda.
What?
Big T.
Big T got in
wrote
your
it.
head? Oh, Big T got in that.
He wrote the
that.
article.
Oh,
He wrote the article
Damn.
about it.
damn.
Are you saying Big T's fake news?
Might be.
Yeah, I am.
It's
Because
exactly what he's saying.
Okay, I'll get comment from Big T.
It's exactly what he's saying. But yeah, college football is awesome. It's rolling. Not a great slate this weekend.
Do you think that Michigan is bad? Because I think that their offense is
Oh no, I think it's horrifically bad offensively.
because they've got I don't know if it's two-headed monster is what they're calling it at quarterback, but it's so confusing why they put Orgy out there and they expect anything to work.
Yeah.
It's like he's just going to run the ball.
Well, I think they're gonna probably start Tuttle. So it's three-headed monster. But yeah, they just don't have any burst whatsoever. I mean, they lost 10 guys on the offense, I'm pretty sure. So it's not crazy that this is happening. It does feel like Michigan they were so all in for last year, they kind of forgot that this year was going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is, listen, flags fly forever. You
That's-
can't, any Michigan fan would take that deal 100 times out of 100, but it's just now this year is going to be, I think, tougher than they expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, should we do hot seat, cool throne?
Sure.
Oh, also, I love the idea of a bunch of libs from Berkeley going to Auburn
Yeah,
and being like, look, we care about college football.
that was a tough loss for Auburn.
That was a really bad loss.
Really bad loss.
Hugh Freeze hot seat.
Really bad loss. Okay, let's do hot seat, cool throne. Okay, before we get to hot seat, cool throne, it is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Half the fun of watching college football is predicting which rivals will win every week. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for the free-to-play college football pick'em pools where you pick winners for a chance to win big. When the game is on the line, it's time to choose chill and then choose an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose, Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold, so you know when your mountain and cold refreshment is ready for you. When things heat up, it's a good time to choose chill and then crack open a Coors Light. I'll be going up to Madison this weekend for Bama, Wisconsin. I will be tailgating with Coors Light because that's the best. Nothing better than some friends and some Coors Light.
You think they're going to cover?
I've talked myself. Ask me on Friday.
Okay.
Make your heated picks with Coors Light and DraftKings. Choose chill, then enjoy a refreshing Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. 21 plus eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Coors Light. Pick 'em. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Henry, hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is the term defending the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend of the program, friend of mine,
I saw this.
family member, favorite guy ever, Joe Mazzula. Celtics coach was doing an interview, and they asked him about how he feels about defending the title, and he basically, just took down the term forever. He said the phrase defending a title is a very passive-aggressive term. If you look at the animal kingdom, some of the strongest animals don't defend.
Yes.
They're the most aggressive, and they attack the most.
Yes.
So
I like
we're
that.
attacking the title.
You're attacking the
that.
next title.
Yeah.
I love that. You knew he was going to come out with something. Is it already training camp for NBA?
I think media day is like September 22nd
Holy
or something.
shit.
They have
That
the
happened too fast.
I feel like they have the worst offseason.
What?
They
They get the whole summer.
summer.
Yeah, but
You get to go to like Europe. And
the
shit.
Olympics,
Yeah, if you're
you're not Jason.
12
if you're
players
Jason
every
Tatum,
4 years.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown had a good summer.
No, I mean the best offseason by
Is the NBA.
You think so?
Definitely.
no, I disagree.
With hockey?
No, golf.
Golf.
We talked about we're going to talk about it with Scottie Scheffler, but golf is the best offseason because you get basically the entire fall.
Yeah.
That's the best offseason.
The
only problem
I mean,
with-
we talk about this all the time, but like I feel like you would want your offseason to be in the summer. Hockey might have it better.
But at football,
Yeah, football.
imagine having to play in an NBA game while a football game's on.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be me.
if you're-
Wouldn't be me.
If you're a golfer, you gotta pay the price for it though, because in the spring in college basketball season,
True.
you have to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
True.
Which is tough, but then you get all football season.
And all summer.
And also your job is to travel to nice courses.
But you
play
can
golf.
skip Masters after March Madness. You can skip the tournament during March Madness.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I would do. That's what I would do. I'd skip that tournament.
I mean, it's basketball and hockey.
Okay.
It's
Well-
close.
Disagree. Because we like football here.
The problem with the basketball and hockey situation is that your season is so long.
Yeah.
But the seasons don't even really matter until after football season's over.
But you can't travel anywhere. You can't, like, if you're in training camp or whatever they call it in hockey.
Hank, think about having to play in an NBA game on an NFL Sunday. That's
who
torture.
cares? No, it's
No, that's torture.
those
I'd
guys
quit.
are fans of one
That's
team.
why I'm not playing in the NBA. I would
And they're
never give
probably
that up.
and they're only they're either playing it if they're playing during the day they can watch at night.
That's why I'm not in the
And vice
NFL.
versa.
Because if I was in the NFL, then I'd miss all the other NFL action.
Also true. Golf. All right. Good hot seat.
Thank you. And then my cool
I do
throne,
like that, though. We're not defending the title.
Yeah.
Like, look at nature.
Attacking it.
Yeah, we're attacking the title.
Yeah. You knew he was going to drop something like this.
We're
and it
attacking
rocks.
19.
Yeah.
My cool throne is social experiments.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys see
I
this?
loved
it.
With,
I did.
with the mukbanger.
I did not understand it, but I want you to explain it to me because I saw it and I was like, don't understand it. Pass.
Yeah, I did some research today. I had some conversations because I also was a little bit confused, but it's fascinating. I think it's one of the more fascinating stories I've read in the last week. Nikado Avocado, who I'm sure you
Nikado
guys are
Avocado.
who I'm sure you guys are familiar with.
Legend.
Know him. Yep.
He is a YouTube mukbanger.
Okay.
Now, for those who don't know what mukbang is, like I didn't, for the most part, up until a few hours ago, I was
Food?
generally aware, but I was like, is there any sexual element to it, or is it just because it sounds like super sexual?
Yeah, yeah.
But it really is just YouTube videos of people eating large amounts of food.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a
Love it.
mukbang. So you just be like, oh, if we could do them every Sunday if we wanted to. Our gambling
We
streams
do.
are
I think-
basically just a giant Raising Cane's mukbang.
I think we've been unknowingly mukbanging each other
My whole
for like
life.
7 years.
Yeah.
So this
I'm a
guy,
mukbanger by birth.
Nikado Avocado, if you look up his old videos,
Is that his real name?
that's yeah.
Oh.
Sure.
I think it's Nikado. No.
Nikado Avocado.
I was trying to think of what a full name for Nikado would be, but I couldn't even.
I think that's
get
the
there.
full name.
That's it.
Yeah.
You need a name that rhymes with avocado.
He is a mukbanger,
Okay.
and he was huge. He would post these videos of him just eating disgusting amounts of food.
Huge
Like
social
size.
numbers.
He has like 4 million subscribers, and he's also fat as
Fat,
fuck.
okay.
Was fat as fuck. He's been posting videos for the last 2 years where he's large and doing these mukbangs. Then this week he posted a basically reveal stating that he pre-recorded 2 years worth of mukbangs and has been putting them out periodically and just losing all the weight. So if you're a fan of this guy, you've been watching his videos regularly every few weeks. He looks exactly the same, and then this week he just came out of the clouds like down 200 pounds.
That's awesome.
Genius.
That's a very, very smart strategy.
Genius.
And then did he lose fans or are people happy?
People are mad. That's why I initially saw it with people being like, fuck this guy. I can't believe he did this. And I was like, looked into what he did. I was like, this is actually incredible.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
why are
He
they
just-
mad
he just-
about
he
it?
did he did 50 videos and then didn't work for 2 years.
Why are people mad about that? It took some balls on him though, because I'm assuming that when he dropped his first video, when he like pre-recorded all this stuff, he probably didn't have a massive following yet, and he just knew like I'm gonna put these out. I'm gonna record 2 years worth of videos, and I'll be a big star, and then by the end of them, boom, skinny.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
because it's
called
like
a
a
shot.
huge payoff, and he's also skinny now.
Yeah.
So, but does he lose the people because that was his whole thing, being fat?
He probably does. Or also, I don't know how he's going to be able to, mukbang as much food now that he's super, super skinny.
That's what people are upset
Memes
about.
has
bro.
also said that there's another conspiracy
Oh.
that says that these new pictures are actually old pictures.
Oh, so he's back to being fat again.
That like this right here
This
is
guy.
actually the social experiment.
Just eat
and
the
that he's
food,
still
guy.
fat.
Just eat the food.
And so the social experiment is to see whether or
Wait,
not
so he
people
did-
will support him getting skinny or not.
And the real one is going to be him getting even fatter?
So you're saying he pre-recorded the social experiment video. So this social experiment video is like 4 years old.
It goes back.
Then he got super fat to record all these other mukbangs.
I saw one theory that there's no loose skin, and there's a video with his cat that's no longer alive.
Oh, it's always the cat. It's always the cat.
But that would be saying that he recorded a video when he was super skinny,
Yeah.
then got super fat. So
Yeah.
that there's still
That's
like
just
a 2 year gap.
I did that unknowingly.
And
No, this
past
difference
10
is
years.
way like. Let me show you the picture.
I seen a picture. Oh, I didn't see a fat picture. I saw the skinny picture. Everyone's freaking out. Also, he dropped this on a NFL Sunday, I'm pretty sure, which didn't care.
I don't think the mukbang community is worried about
Well,
NFL Sunday.
well,
That's their fault.
they should have watched Joey Chestnut at halftime.
Yeah.
They would have loved that.
They would have loved that.
Now, wait, is it a possibility? Because taking a picture of yourself and being like, look how skinny I am, I'm going to put this up online after I'm done being fat, that's a thought that would occur to a fat person.
Right.
To be like, I'm going to lose all this weight, then I'll gain it back by mukbanging, and then I'll reveal that I'm actually skinny.
Right.
So maybe he was fat, then skinny, then he got fat, and now he's skinny again.
Yeah.
We,
Snap.
we don't know how deep this goes.
This goes very deep. Oh, wow. Those are crazy pictures. Okay. Yeah, he looks fat and then skinny. Again, he could have just had time do this. Like
I don't understand the reversal.
I did the Nikado Avocado thing reveal over the last 10 years at Barstool by unknowingly mukbanging all the time and then getting really fat.
So that second one, I don't know how people can say that there's no loose skin on him. He's wearing a shirt and boxers, so it's probably covering up any loose skin that would be there, right?
I would agree.
He does look AI.
But the cat, remember the cat?
Yeah, the cat.
Cat.
It's all, yeah.
Cat came back to life. Cat
Could it-
came back.
could it
Oh,
be-
wow.
Could it be a different cat?
So he was just eating, just to eat.
I mean, mukbang videos are disgusting. I watched a few. They're
Yeah, they sound
Revolting.
gross. That looks like he's got the skinny guy, the loose tits. The second picture.
Yeah.
That's loose tits.
It's a little loose
Yeah.
tits, and he's got like the kind of
definitely
big
has
face.
loose skin on his neck.
Big face.
yeah. Okay, I believe him. Nikado avocado. Way to go.
I always thought that mukbang was something that like horny guys watched, but apparently not.
I feel like it's like Ben Stiller's character in Dodgeball
Yeah.
would watch mukbangs.
Yeah.
While
You're
he
still
ate healthy,
skinny.
Yeah.
to just like make himself not get fat.
Yeah. Okay. Good, cool throne.
Thanks.
We should mukbang.
Yeah, we do.
We should call it mukbanging.
True. All right. PFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
Well, I couldn't mukbang. I thought about it. I was like, if I did a mukbang,
you can't
I'd have
mukbang at all.
three bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
All right.
You'd be the
mukbang.
worst mukbanger out there.
You could only mukbang on Vine. You'd be really good at that.
The accidental mukbangers would be a good, channel
Yeah,
where someone just follows
band name.
around.
it's just people eating. Is there one of these for people sleeping?
Probably.
That's the next thing. Just like all the things in your hierarchy of this is I'm going to do mukbang, but it's just me having shelter.
Yeah. Me sleeping so hard.
Yeah.
Okay. PFT.
My hot seat is my bald spot.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
thank you. I put a video up online yesterday. The whole premise of it was to make people think that I did something really, really bad. And then at the end of it, I was like, psych, all that stuff is not true. And I'm just getting my hair redone. Hey, guys, it's me, PFT. I'm here, obviously, on the road right now, real quick, kind of an unexpected trip. We'll get to all that later. I'm sure you'll find out more about that in a little bit. But I'm told that this is going to come out anyway, so I wanted you guys to hear it from me because I care about you guys, and I feel like you deserve to hear the news from me first. You're going to hear some stuff about me not actually being from the D.C. area and me being a paid influencer for the Washington Commanders. And while that is true, that's how I initially started following the team 5 years ago when Dan Snyder was paying me. I still like the team. They're so fun guys. It's just like maybe the pretense of the relationship wasn't exactly what I had portrayed to you, and I put my hand up on that one for any miscommunication. But I still like the team now. I still like Jaden. I'm a Commanders fan. I mean, come on. So you're gonna hear some things about that. There's gonna be some reports that I don't actually run my Twitter account, which is true. Somebody else does the tweets and stuff for me, and somebody else is blogging for me, and the original PFT commenter sold his account to my conglomerate of influencers that I established circa 2014, and then I just kind of became the face of that account. And again, if that was misleading at all to anybody, if anyone was confused by that, I apologize. That's the last thing that I ever wanted to do, is confuse anybody. Also, I don't actually own the El Camino. It's rented, and I'll be returning it soon. So I hope this clears up some things. Actually, fuck that. None of that's true. But the truth is I'm in Boston because I'm going to get my hair done today. I'm going to get a hair replacement thing. Because, listen, hear me out. I want to keep the long hair. I could shave it all off, but I'm not ready to have short hair yet. And there's no worse look on planet Earth than a guy with long hair who's also going bald. So I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not going to do it. No big deal. See that? That's going to be full. It's going to be full as of tomorrow. So everybody be cool about it. Remember, things could be worse. I could be a total fraud. Instead, only my hair will be slightly fraudulent. But maybe my takes will get better. Maybe I'll get smarter. Maybe I'll just be hot. Probably not the last one. But, yeah, I was just fucking with you guys. But the hair part, yeah. New hair. And I'm going to blame the reason why I need new hair, by the way, not because my hair is thinning or I have male pattern baldness. It's that damn case race on the yak when the leaf blower sucked up my hair and then we had to cut it off right here. I'm just going to blame that for it. But yeah, everybody be cool. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye. So that I hope that will be studied by lawyers in the future. That if your client is on trial for like armed robbery, you just confess that he murdered a bunch of people, and then at the end you say, "Psych, he didn't murder anyone, but he did rob a bank." So
yeah.
And then people won't get mad at him for it. But yeah, we're not rebuilding; we're recalibrating.
I love it. You're attacking it.
I'm attacking it. I'm not going to defend getting a hair procedure. I'm just going to attack the people that come at me for trying to shame me because guess what? Women do makeup every day.
That's true.
People do Ozempic. I'm reclaiming it.
Speaking of which, on that video, Marlon's man
Yeah.
hit me up. He left a comment underneath saying, PFT, here's the deal. You and your mom are invited to go to the Commanders game with me. First row, still love you, man. Mom, too. And he said,
It's nice.
Please forward to PFT since bloggers run his account.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's been going on since like 20.
Wait. So Marlon's man, he believed the video.
Yes.
Because in the video I said, I'm not actually a Commanders fan. Dan Snyder's been paying me for the last 7 years to pretend that
Correct.
I am. That I bought my account. I'm not the original PFT commenter. And that I don't even do my own tweets.
Yes.
I have somebody else that does that for me.
Yes. So
that
he
was part.
believed it.
So he believed all that.
And he wants to invite you to a Commanders game.
And my mom.
Yeah, and your mom.
You
got one guy.
I got one guy. One guy at least. But yeah, it was a like 3.5 hour thing yesterday. In 6 months, I'm gonna have my hair back to 2016 levels.
Fuck yes.
I'm gonna feel pretty good about it.
Let's go.
So yeah, I'm.
It's 2016. You keep saying 20. Is that your peak hair? in your
I
mind?
think so. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I think
You've done that
2016
out a few times, and I feel like that.
Well, 2016, my hair was winning championships. My hair was a dynasty, and then got a little older, lost a few pieces. We had to It's like when the Ravens drafted Lamar Jackson. That's what I just did.
Yeah.
Like my hair right now is Joe Flacco. He was sick a few years ago. Then he started some, pieces not working so good. Bring in a new guy. Then we're going to be competing again.
How much did you losing like 30% of your hair on the case race influence this?
The doctor said almost 100%. So I had a perfect head of hair until the case race, and my hair got stuck in that leaf blower. And then Big Cat cut it off, and that's what made me bald.
It would have been funny if you had brought the leaf blower with you because we have that hair.
Implant that.
You could have
in here.
used it, yeah.
Also, I just realized that in my analogy about my new hair being Lamar, my old hair being Joe Flacco, Max's hair is just Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
No matter what I do,
your ass.
Max's hair is going to kick my hair's ass.
Kicking your ass.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm happy for you.
I feel good about it. I'm just
Yeah.
going to be wearing a hat for the next 3 months as it grows in, and then.
Which is a good
We'll
thing
see.
because I got the willies when I saw the points in your head.
Well, no, it's a bunch of scabs
Yeah.
because they grinded that shit.
Yeah.
But it was cool. We're taking it back.
Taking back the hair.
We're taking it back.
Fucking love it.
Not being ashamed.
I love it.
Because my options, I think I told you this before, but my options to me were either cut it off and just go bald naturally,
Yep.
or two, become a guy with long hair who's bald. And that is the
Which
worst
would have
thing.
rocked. The
That's
skullet would have rocked.
It works on Terry Bradshaw,
The skullet would have rocked.
but I decided that was not the future for me. My cool throne is Deshaun Watson being a better football player than he is a person.
yes.
So in a recent update to the debate on how bad he's gotten at playing football versus his personal life, he has been accused of sexual assault,
Yes.
and it seems like the details are pretty bad. If true, he should not be in the NFL. But you could say that about any number of accusations against Deshaun,
Yeah.
and also about his football play too.
Yeah. Not a good guy.
Not a good guy. So the NFL is looking at it and monitoring it, and the upshot of it is if he is credibly accused and he can be punished under the NFL Code of Conduct, then the Browns might be able to cut him. It'd still be like a giant cap hit,
Right.
but I think it would be better for the Browns to get rid of him via any means necessary.
Anyway. Yeah.
Any way you can. And the bottom, it goes back to what we've said about Deshaun for the last, 3 years, which is either he is the victim of the biggest, most coordinated, most ruthless smear campaign against an individual, maybe in the history of sports, or he's a disgusting human being who should be in jail.
Ding.
Either way, he stinks at quarterback.
Yes.
But those are really your only two options
Yeah.
that you have right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty ugly. And also, I've noticed that this has taken a lot of the sting off Russell Wilson's Denver Broncos contract being the worst contract.
$85 million cap hit, I think, when they got rid of him.
Yeah, so
it can be done.
and it could be worse if you're the Broncos.
Yeah.
Every time you write that check, just be like, listen, at least he wasn't Deshaun.
Yeah. And now the Browns need to start Jameis. Just start Jameis.
Deshaun might also have a burner account.
Oh.
Maybe.
Do you have it?
No, it's I think Tate blogged it.
Oh.
Leroy Bickerstaff,
Oh.
which is a great name if you're going to create a burner account.
That is.
It's a great name. He only responds to things about Deshaun Watson, refers to Deshaun as 4.
Oh yeah,
Guys in the
that's,
locker room got fours back all day long.
Okay.
You never played the sport. You don't know four like that.
No, I'm gonna say it's not. If
Burner
four-
culture, there's
Yeah.
especially with NFL, like people are so five-head that they know. There's
Yeah.
so many examples of burners getting busted that they know, like,
Fake burners.
And, and the first one is if four had a tackle like Trent Williams, he'd be able to show his greatness. Four can't succeed when he's got no chance back there. This is someone cosplaying as a Deshaun Burner.
okay,
does he also get he has guaranteed money. Why does he care?
Yeah.
well, because
If
here's
he
the
cared, he would just play better.
well, no, because here's the thing about people. No matter how rich you get, you still want to get online and get your takes off.
Yeah,
It's
but
a,
this
it's a fact.
is
Elon Musk bought Twitter to get his takes
he's a
off. Even though
loser.
yeah, but
that's fair.
but this is this is too obvious. There's no way he would burner accounts wouldn't tweet on their like they respond to things. They don't tweet. If four had Trent Williams, that's not a burner account.
I don't
They
know if that was
respond.
the real one.
Oh, that wasn't
Oh,
the real one.
that might have been a
I
fake
think that was a fake.
fake
okay.
account.
All right, so then maybe it's back.
The internet sucks.
So read one of them. Four got the respect of his teammates, and that's all that matters. Nobody care what the fools on the app got to say about a man they don't know.
Okay.
Guys in the locker room got fours back all day long. It's y'all that never played the sport and don't know four like that. This four thing is bothering me.
And they're all fours.
This is bothering me. Okay, maybe it is.
So the one about Trent Williams, that's definitely a fake one.
Yeah.
Because that would have been set up too perfectly to have like, is this Deshaun's burner account saying that another player by name is better than his
Right.
own teammates.
Right.
That's a red flag. But the ones that I'm looking at right now,
Did he do a halftime?
I'm gonna give it a doom.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a
Yeah.
doom.
he's responding to one that says Deshaun Watson's career is over, and he says coach is ruining the career of one of the best athletes of the generation. That to me seems like a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. Because Stefanski's a great coach.
Who is Leroy Bickerstaff? That, regardless of whether or not
Bernie
this
Bickerstaff, yeah.
is legit, but Leroy Bickerstaff is a great name.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep looking. All right, my hot seat is the Miami police because the cam footage came out for the Tyreek Hill arrest, and that guy was, what the fuck?
Yeah,
He was crazy.
Yeah, they were like 3 or 4 guys that were just ready to go right off the bat.
They were trying to. I didn't even realize they were trying to arrest Jonnu Smith too.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and Calais Campbell came up to de-escalate, and Calais Campbell, great friend, great teammate, also very smart because he knows that he's a big man.
Yeah.
And so he's just like walking backwards the entire time, just like showing I'm not approaching you, but you're going to hear my voice.
Yeah.
And Calais Campbell, if you're trying to de-escalate any situation, the best way to do it is to have Calais Campbell stand there and start talking.
Yeah.
That will de-escalate any situation.
And we did find out also how Drew Rosenhaus got there so quickly. Tyreek was just on the phone saying, "Get Drew here, get Drew here, get Drew here."
Yeah, there was another thing that came out earlier today, a quote from Miami police, and they said that they were booking him on speeding because they visually identified that his car was traveling approximately 60 miles an hour.
Told you, it's the car. They just see a sick car, and they're like, "That's going too fast."
There was a video that you could see of the car going by, and you see the cop turn the motorcycle around and follow him. Tyreek's car was going faster than the other cars, but the initial reports that it was going 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was not even close.
Not true. And when the cop says visually we think the car was going 60 miles an hour, then that's when you know that there's about to be some propaganda behind it.
Correct. They were like, yeah, his car looked fast. But yeah, that was crazy.
And listen, Tyreek Hill, from what we know of his past, has probably done stuff that warrants him getting thrown onto the ground by police officers.
Yeah.
This was not one of them.
No.
And if you just take Tyreek out and in his place you put like one of those sovereign citizen guys and they make it their entire life's mission just to like record themselves talking to police to outsmart them.
I love those guys.
Yeah, they're the best.
They're so ridiculous.
They're so funny. What Tyreek did was he rolled his window down, gave his information over, then rolled his window back up. That's stuff that I see all day, every day from the sovereign. You can do that to a police officer.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk to a police officer.
It was nuts. All right, my cool throne is the people of Orlando because I am taking up a new fight. I don't know if you guys saw the news, but they're changing the Orlando airport, and the Chili's is going to be gone in 2025. And
What?
We're not going to let this happen. We're not going to let this happen.
Why are they taking it out?
I don't know, but we're going to fight. I'm going to fight for the people.
I am going to announce a travel boycott to the Orlando airport.
After 2025, if they actually take it away.
If they actually take it away,
They're replacing Chili's, or they're taking the whole Stairway to
They're
Heaven?
taking, I think, the whole Stairway to Heaven, the Chili's. By the way, if they ever do an auction, I would like to buy some of that stuff.
Buy the escalator.
Yep, Chili's. But I did contact the Orlando airport.
Yeah, by what stuff exactly?
Whatever they got, like a fajita plate or something. I don't know.
just buy the escalator.
Literally anything. The stuff on the walls. The Orlando airport responded to me when I asked for comment. They said, "We love Chili's just as much as you all do. Our partners will still be around in their current location through September 2025. There's still time to score delicious fajitas and chicken crispers and ride that sweet, sweet Stairway to Heaven." That was just like they were patting me on the top of the head.
Yeah.
I will not accept this. We will figure out a way to get that Chili's, and if we don't, make sure someone tells me when they auction stuff off because I want to buy it.
Are they remodeling because they don't like the look of it and they want to do
No clue, PFT.
just a visual overhaul?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
terrible
nuts.
news.
I predict that people are going to stop visiting Orlando, Florida entirely because of this.
I'd agree with you.
What else is there to do in Orlando?
Nothing.
Nothing. There's no amusement found in Orlando.
There's Chili's
Yep.
and the Stairway to Heaven.
In fact, I won't even take a connecting flight through Orlando.
I agree. I won't either. Fact. I mean, I'm never taking my kids to Disney because I never went as a kid. Got to pass that.
You got to pass that
Got
forward.
to
Yeah.
pass that down.
You gotta-
Got to pass that. I hold that with me.
That's what you got to
Word,
do.
word.
Share your trauma with your children.
Disneyland, maybe. Not going to Disney World. I always wanted to go as a kid. Never
Yeah,
went.
but Universal Studios.
I can't.
One of your kids is gonna start liking
My wife can take them. I'm not going.
whatever one of those movies is, and you're going.
They like all of them. They don't know that Disney World exists yet. I'm gonna
Wait till
make
one. Wait till one. That was. It's the kids in their class.
Did you go?
No, but
Okay, so stand with me.
I'm with you. But I just feel like you're gonna get rolled over. I went to Disneyland.
Yeah, so we'll go to Disneyland. I'm fine with Disneyland or whatever, the Universal Studios.
Yeah, Universal Studios is fun.
We can do that.
Universal's
you're
in Florida, Disneyland is in California.
Yes.
I'm going to Disneyland. I will not go to Disney World. I never went as a kid. I wanted to go so bad.
I went, I almost died.
What?
I just-
Roller coaster.
No, I went.
Kidnapped?
Fat?
I like ran. It's always too fat. I know. I ran away, jumped in the pool without any floaties. I was 3 years old.
Oh,
Some random like 10-year-old.
that
kid saved
happens.
Me. Yeah,
My daughter did that. She
Yep.
just dropped to the
I'm
bottom.
the youngest of 4.
Yeah, and I picked her up and I was like, "Don't do that again." She was mad at me.
You know what? The only acceptable substitution I would take in that airport for the Chili's, medieval times.
Yeah,
If they put a medieval times in an airport, I'm fucking in.
or wing nuts.
Or wing nuts. Yeah, you can do that
Wing
too.
nuts. Or part of my cheesesteak free. We don't pay rent.
Yeah.
We can listen. We're normal dudes. We can negotiate. No rent.
Yeah. But
Ever.
medieval times. Let the people watch a battle before takeoff.
I'd agree with that. Kind of tough getting the swords and stuff through. Oh no, it's not through.
I think it's pre. Is
no,
it
I
pre
think it's
TSA?
post. I think it's post.
Well, they should be allowed to go through the line with the pilots and the flight attendants.
Yeah,
In your night suit.
in their night suit. All right, let's get to our interviews. We got Scottie Scheffler, and then we have Coach Thomas Hammock from NIU. Brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Football season is here, and we can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We're looking at tickets for this weekend. I'm going up to Madison for the Bama-Wisconsin game. I use Game Time. You can get great deals there. $100 to get in with the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those seats now with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Pardon My Cheesesteak. Football's finally back, and ordering Pardon My Cheesesteak for your game day meal or late night eats is the best play call you can make. Pardon My Cheesesteak brings you awesome cheesesteaks and loaded fries delivered right to your doorstep, and we'll be offering free delivery throughout the entire football season. Take your pick of our delicious cheesesteaks made with fresh, thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, and caramelized onions on a toasted hoagie roll. We have classic cheesesteaks, chipotle cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, and many, many more. You can also order the popular Big Cat Combo and get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. Find a Pardon My Cheesesteak near you and order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com. Use code AWL for free delivery. Okay, here he is, Scottie Scheffler. Okay, we now welcome on a very, very special guest. It is the best golfer in the world. You can say that because he had an incredible season. Scottie Scheffler joining the show. Scottie, first of all, congrats. 62 mil?
I did read that. Yep. I think so. I don't.
What do you mean you
don't
read
really
that?
have much, I don't really have much to say on that.
wait, is it in your bank account yet? That's 62 mil. That's incredible. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun year. I don't really think about the money very much. I think that kind of becomes a big deal just with the FedEx and everything. But at the end of the day, just playing golf and the money's just a gift on top of that. I mean, it's really all it is.
That rocks that you have to find out how much money you made by reading about it in an article. I think it's something that we should all aspire to one day. Like the news tells me how much money I make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're a humble guy, and you do feel like whenever you talk to the media, like the one thing I like is you're very honest, and it's like these are the things that are important to me. But there has to have been at least one moment where you're like, holy shit, that's a ton of money. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. I mean, I remember playing my first PGA Tour event as a pro, and I didn't play great. I finished maybe 40th place. It was 2 weeks after graduating college, and made 30 or 40 grand or something like that. And I remember looking at Meredith when I got home and I got the text. You get a text from the tour after each tournament telling you how much money you made. And I kind of looked at her. I was like, oh my gosh, I just got paid for that. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. I still feel, I really do. I still feel like a kid. Just cause I'm sure you guys can relate to that a little bit. You just sit around at your job and have fun all day. And that's what I get to do. I get to go play golf and have fun. Really.
Yeah. No, I mean, we definitely can relate to that because today is the start of football, and we're like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna sit on the couch and hang with the dudes for the next 6 months. So yeah, we're equally as blessed. That's for sure.
Your caddy probably feels pretty happy about it too. Your caddy is probably looking at his phone. How does that work? He gets a text from the tour too.
No. He just gets we have a girl that helps us pay bills basically because I'm a child and I can't keep track of all that stuff. So she quickly took over that job, and she texts me at the end of every week. It's like, hey, this is how much we're paying today. I'm like, that's great. Perfect. Send it over.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
That's great. So we know, where you went to high school, obviously. It's a long history of sports greats that went there. Do you know Jake Felt personally?
No, but I've heard of Jake Felt. Was he Stafford's guy?
Well, no, Stafford was his guy.
Yeah.
Jake Felt is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Felt's one what did he do? He scored a bunch of points in the state final. Is that ran
five touchdowns? 5 touchdowns. He was better than Clayton Kershaw and Matthew Stafford. Jake Felt is the true Highland Park champion. He's our guy.
Yeah. So I listen to the podcast a little bit during the season. It gets kind of tough to keep up, but this time of year I'll listen to it a bunch just because football's back. And I listened to part of that Stafford interview, and it was pretty funny. You guys mess with him about the Highland Park stuff. It's do you know Clayton Kershaw went to your high school? I was like, no, never heard of it.
Wait. So, all right. Thank you that you listened to the show at all. How dumb are we when we talk about golf? We're really dumb, right?
I mean, I've heard a little bit of the golf stuff. I know that Hank's a big fan of the live golf and all that. And, yeah, I mean, you're not great about golf.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a good opportunity for you to educate us. What do we get wrong about golf? What's the hardest part about being a great golfer and sustaining that?
I don't know either. I'm not a podcaster.
Yeah.
Well, we also root for the course.
Yeah, we root for the course a lot. Is that
as in you want us to shoot over par?
Yeah, we like it, especially in the U.S. Open when they grow the fescue out and it just becomes just a jungle of weeds and it's impossible golf to play, and I'm sure it's very frustrating. But for us at home, we root for the course to just swallow up golf balls, have guys cuss it. I did hear you, Scottie. Would you like to apologize to America for saying the F word on the golf course last week?
Yeah, I'd like to formally apologize to all of America.
Okay.
Thank you. My
formal apology.
My 4-year-old son Chris saw that, and that's the only word that he says now. He's going to get kicked out of school.
Yeah.
When he eventually goes to school. Yeah.
We root for the course. We don't really follow the rules. Oh, here's one. you follow the rules. You're a consummate pro. Do you think it's uncouth to just fill out whatever score you want at the end of a round? Like, for instance, I shot a 72 at Shinnecock.
I mean, it's really up to you. I think that's a great part about golf. You know, you sign your own scorecard.
Yes.
If you're going to rest easy at night, then hey man, more power to you.
Oh,
Let it happen.
I sleep like a baby. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
great.
If you can live with yourself being a liar, then go ahead. Yeah.
I have no problem living with myself, just filling out fake scorecards. Okay, that's great. So Scottie Scheffler basically, you basically just signed my scorecard at Shinnecock.
Not really, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect.
I'll test.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. This might be a tough question for you, but have you personally thanked Jeff Darlington for being there during your arrest?
I actually did. I spoke to him at the end of that week because he actually came up to me and apologized. He's like, "Hey man, like I'm really sorry," and he was, awesome about the whole thing because he was worried that. Because he obviously was on TV a bunch after that. So he was worried that I thought that he was doing it to like help himself. Like he came up and apologized, like, "Listen, man, I'm just so sorry. Like it's my job. I got to do all the TV stuff." I'm like, "Listen, man, I was glad that somebody saw that,
Yeah.
what happened. And that was just there because he helped. Like he was getting yelled at by the police and like coming up and being like, no, like this is not," he's like, no. And they're like, "Get the heck out of here." And eventually he came up to the car and was like, "Who should I call?" And I was like, "Dude, just call Teddy. That's the first name I could think of." And so he got hold of Teddy, got hold of Blake, and then all this stuff started happening from there. And fortunately, it's all over now.
It was great that he was there to chronicle it because if there was nobody there at the time, then the report is just Scottie Scheffler arrested. Then an hour later, we see what the charge would be, and then everybody's like, "What the hell is going on?" But since Darlington was there and he had eyes on it, it almost seemed like from the very start, the narrative was free Scottie, which was great for you.
Yeah, well, I mean the part that still just really blows my mind is like I got arrested, which is one thing, but the reason I got arrested was the police officer charged me with second-degree assault. Like that's a very,
well,
very
his
serious.
pants. Yeah. His pants were damaged beyond repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not, like at this point, it's for the most part, I'm over it. Like talking about it a lot throughout the year, like it really was very traumatic. But like at this point, I feel like I'm getting over it in a sense to where like when my friends would ask me about it, like I would literally like start shaking again just because it was such like a wild thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like but now I feel like I'm kind of on the other end of it. Like things are starting to calm down and it's like, yeah, I went to jail.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good bit.
Yeah. It basically is like as much as it sucked in the moment, it had to really suck, especially you're playing a major. Now, hopefully you have enough time where it's like, it kind of worked out perfect that not only did you get a little street cred with your mugshot, but basically every moment after it happened, you got more and more vindicated that you did nothing wrong. So it was just like, it was even more like Scottie did nothing wrong. And now you can look back and be like, look, that's a pretty cool t-shirt. Free Scottie.
Yeah. Yeah. Free Scottie. Yeah. My friends have had quite the field day with that experience, but yeah, I'm glad it's kind of in the rearview mirror now.
Yeah. So this season was incredible for you. At what point in the season were you like, this is different? Did you know that you were like, I'm playing the best golf of my life? Like I can feel this and everything's just working.
I don't really know. I'm not very intuitive with that kind of stuff. I kind of just like really do live day by day. Like I can barely remember what I did yesterday and I don't like make a ton of plans for tomorrow. I kind of just try to live in the present as much as possible. And so in terms of golf, like you just go from one thing to the next. And like sometimes like Meredith and I, like we got home this week, the last couple of years when we get home from the season, I haven't been able to win East like the 2 years before where I had the lead and then I lost it. And so you come home and like just pretty sad. And, coming home this time, like we just kind of sat there and we're like, how amazing is this? Like just won the last tournament of the year. Like we can just chill. And it's been great because I'm really, really tired. It's been a long year, but yeah, just sometimes I feel like I'm living in a simulation because like I really do feel like a kid still. Like I still feel sometimes like I'm in high school because I just play golf for a living. That's pretty much what I do. I go practice, play golf, come home, hang out with my family, and then go back out on the road. Like it's nothing crazy.
Yeah. How awesome is it that your off season starts football season? Like that's the best. That's the best off season ever.
It's the best. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah, it's the best. Just
Yeah.
sitting like Sundays. Sundays are such great days. Like I love the NFL, and like we got into a good routine last year of like waking up, I'd watch Sports Advisors, and then
Yes.
we'd go to church, come home, play some bets, and then just sit around and watch football. Is awesome.
Wait, hold on.
It's like the
Time
best
out.
days.
Time out. You would watch Stu Feiner and then go to church?
Yeah.
Well, that's the correct order to do it. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
It's,
incredible.
You know what's really funny is I told Meredith we're driving home from our lake house yesterday, and Meredith is my wife, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
And we were driving home yesterday. I was like, "Yeah, I got the podcast with the Barstool guys tomorrow morning, but that's pretty much all I got tomorrow." And she's like, "Okay, you did it with the guy?" And I was like, "Who are you talking about?" She's like, "The guy, the favorite number guy." And I was like, "Stu Feiner."
That's incredible. Oh, that makes
Yeah,
me so happy that like just see, I mean you're the best because you're just watching Stu Feiner.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, if you hear Stu say 15:30 enough, then you have to run to church. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
find a preacher to talk to immediately after watching
Yeah.
Advisors.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It was funny 'cause
perfect.
she's like, she was wondering, she's like, "Well, can I come say hello?" I was like, "Well, Stu's not going to be on this show." And she's like, "Oh, okay, never mind then."
Yeah.
Big Stu
Listen,
Feiner.
you have a free invite to come to our office and watch a taping of Advisors. That would be the funniest thing ever. You could also see that we cut out a lot of the stuff that Stu says that he doesn't even know we cut it out. He'll be like, "Great show," and we're like, "Stu, we can't use half the things you said. We might have to start
Yeah,
sending you a director's cut."
Yeah, all the bleep button.
Yeah. Yeah. So all right, so how are you feeling about the Cowboys this year?
Typically I go into every year with a ton of hope and then just get crushed. This year, for some reason, my hope's not as high. I've kind of like moved the hope over to the Longhorns. But the first game's going to start, and I'm like, they're going to win every game this year. It's going to be awesome. Like I'm that Cowboys fan where it's like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to go to the playoffs, do all the stuff, and then just never even comes close to happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was tough in the playoffs. Were you at that game?
No, we were playing a tournament in California that week, and I remember it was a Sunday. We were out. It was before the tournament started. We were out playing golf. Just some of my buddies like Sam Burns, a couple other guys, and Sam and I are like, "All right, we need to get home and get to the game." And we were having a chipping contest, and like the game had started, but we were gambling, and so we had to finish the match. And then like by the time we finished the match, like we're just watching the score, and I'm like, I'm not going home to watch this. It was already like getting blown out, and like my phone has now been like tossed to the other side of the green, and it's like it's over. And we went home and watched the second half, but I mean it was tough.
Yeah.
You think Dak's the guy?
Yeah, I mean I think the team's good enough. They just don't like seem to perform when it matters the most, and sometimes that's bad luck. It could be a mental thing. I mean, like the team last year was so good, and then just the first game, like I don't know how fluky of a sport football is, but if it's anything like golf, like stuff can just happen really fast and just gets away from you at the wrong time, and it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah. We did our preseason awards on Wednesday's show, and Dak won an award. So you should be excited about that.
What was the award?
It was least improved player of the year. We just think he's going to be the same.
Yeah,
he's not going to improve. He's not bad.
He's going to be good. He's going to be Dak Prescott, but he's not going to get any better.
Yeah, right. So
I mean, to be fair, like he had a great regular season last year. Like he played awesome for most of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
He's going to have the same regular season. He's going to be very good this year. He's just not going to improve.
I hope he can improve.
We might have to submit you for least improved golfer for next year because you're so good right now.
That would be an honor if you didn't improve. You just stayed the same. You're number one. I guess you probably do. You do want to improve.
You want to improve. Well, yeah. So actually, that's a serious question though. If you're at the top of your game right now and you're playing really good golf, what's that line like between going out and trying to practice something and find an area to improve and also not screwing up what you have right now?
Yeah, I think that's where guys can sometimes run into trouble when they in golf. You always feel like you can get better because it's so hard, and that's one of the things that I find funny about people always like. If you root for the golf course, I don't understand why golf is the sport where like we want to watch those guys suffer, but every other sport it's like we want to see the best. We want to see football players at their best. Like, we want to watch guys dunk the basketball, make long threes. In golf, we're like, no, we want to watch these guys suffer.
Yeah. It's because we stink, and so we watch you on TV, and we're like, we want you to experience just like a taste of what I experience every single shot when I play.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I shanked one last week, so there you go, PFT.
I saw that.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I was like one of us. But yeah, do you have stuff that you go out there and you're like, I need to improve on this, but I also have to make sure that I'm not screwing up my normal swing?
Yeah, I would say most of the stuff I do on my full swing is mostly maintenance. So in terms of just like making sure my setup's good, making sure I'm taking the club back properly. And when I practice at home and I'm hitting balls, I'm with my coach most of the time. And so full swing is mostly just maintenance. As far as the short game goes, like, you can always get better. Like, I'm trying to improve my bunker game this year. My putting, I think, can still improve. Every off season, I kind of have one point of emphasis, because you always got to be working on everything. And some years it's been my diet. Last year was my putting. One year it was, doing a lot of stuff in the gym. And I think as I'm thinking more and more about this off season, I think I'm going to focus more on like kind of my endurance and eating better. Like, I'm going to go back to kind of the diet and workout stuff this off season to be my like point of emphasis, just so as the year goes on, I can really kind of maintain the same level of performance.
Probably just feeling better at the end of every round.
Yeah.
Like at the end of a weekend,
Yeah,
you
100%.
have more energy at the end of it. Yeah. And a part of your putting improvement was just switching putters, which is genius. I do that like 6 times a year and it never seems to work out for me. But the story goes that Rory said that you should look at a different putter, and then next thing you know, you're using a different putter, and now Rory just shot himself in the foot because now Scottie can putt. I don't know if that's something that you actually heard from Rory, or if that's something that you had planned for a while.
No, it's something that I thought about, but I mean, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We never do.
Yeah.
Yeah, never do.
Yeah.
No, it was something that my putting coach and I had thought about. And then that week, at the beginning of the year, I'd improved a little bit, but I still wasn't where I felt like I could be. I felt like we could keep getting better. And that was something that it was nice for me to kind of get out of my own head, look at something different. Like, I used to line up the ball where I wanted to hit it when I was putting, and it would kind of get in my head a little bit. And so now I'm just trying to get more athletic, where I'm just getting over it, trying to see the break and just hit the putt and kind of let the results be the results. And with the spider putter specifically, I don't use the line on the ball. I just put the ball down and just try and be as athletic as possible.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite round from this year? I mean, you have so many. The Masters, you were incredible. The gold medal, I mean, that one, I feel like we just pass over that. What you did in that final round to win the gold and come back was, you're just on fire. But do you have one that if you look back, you're like, yeah, that was my favorite round I played in competitive golf this year?
I think the Olympics is probably a pretty tough one to beat, just the way it happened there late in the round, and with it being the Olympics, and that was pretty special day. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Yeah,
did
just fun.
you just started ripping birdies like nonstop down the stretch?
Yeah, like we made the turn, and I had birdied the first 3 holes, made pars on the next 6 holes, and kind of missed some birdie putts. Like, I missed some pretty makeable opportunities early in that round on the front 9. And when we made the turn, I just, Teddy kind of kept me in a good headspace, and then I just started making birdies. But there was a time that we almost felt out of the tournament. I had switched my attitude to be like, all right, let's just try to see if we can get a medal. And all of a sudden I started making birdies, and I saw those guys made some mistakes. And then I remember looking at the scoreboard when I was on 17, and I saw that Tommy hadn't birdied 14, which was a reachable par 5, probably the easiest hole in the back 9. And I think Rahman made double. And so all of a sudden I thought I was going to be one back and have that putt to tie for the lead. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, this putt is to take the lead. And Rahman's now fallen even further back. And so now there's only one guy really that has a great chance of catching me. And it was kind of just one of those things where everything fell into place, and I had a great back 9 and was able to win.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you won it for us.
For America.
Yeah. We needed that. We actually,
Thank you for your service.
I think we beat China by 1 gold medal.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I think we tied China. I think we tied them.
But we won because we had more
Or
than
other
medals.
gold. Yeah, so we would have lost outright if you had not done that. So you are
American
you're
hero.
Captain America. And we say that to every single person we've interviewed that won a gold medal.
But it's a big deal.
Like, you're the gold medal that did it.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
Like,
you are.
It's all, everybody that got a gold medal without each one of us getting the gold, would be a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your favorite trophy, or I guess you can include the green jacket in this. Some people would put that on the Mount Rushmore of green things if you win a green jacket. But if you were to compare a gold medal and a green jacket, what's better?
I don't know. That's tough. They're just different. The green jacket is something that I always grew up dreaming about and thinking about. But when you get the green jacket, there's a lot of rules. You can't really do a ton of stuff with it because you're out. Like, I'm the only person that has the green jacket outside the gates of Augusta National. And so when you're out with the green jacket, you're representing the club, and it's a tremendous honor. Whereas the gold medal, it's a great honor, but there's no real rules. It's just a gold medal. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. And so, like, the amount of people that have seen the gold medal, taken pictures with the gold medal, that part's been really fun.
Yeah.
Whereas the jacket, it's more of an honor and representing the club. And so there's not a whole lot that I do with it other than it just kind of chills in the closet, and I'll put it on every now and then.
Yeah, well, you had the story that you told to the media that you just, like, you put on, was it the green jacket, and then held a couple trophies, and you're like, look at me now, to your wife. I mean, you got to add the gold medal to that. What was going through your head? You're like, you know what, I'm going to flex once in a while, because you are too humble. That would be my only tip to you. Every now and then you should just flex on people and just show up randomly with a green jacket or, a gold medal and be like, I'm Scottie Scheffler and you're not.
Yeah, I remember that day. I don't know what kind of mood I was in, but I put on, because like some of the tournaments I was winning early in the year, they all give you like a jacket. Like I had a cardigan from Bay Hill. I had like a plaid jacket, then I had a green jacket, and I just like decided to put them all on one morning because Meredith would think it was funny, and just grabbed a couple trophies, walked into the kitchen. I was like, what's up?
Yeah, you deserve that.
Head down to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Just wearing the green jacket. Oh, I forgot this old thing.
Yeah.
Didn't even know I had it on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally forgot I was wearing it.
One of the best things that you did, I thought, was your champions dinner that you set up for people at the Masters. Your menu was impeccable. I think it's the best that I've seen. And some people said that it was like, oh, this is perfectly Scottie Scheffler, but they said that in a way like, oh, there's nothing really crazy on here. But your menu was cheeseburger sliders, firecracker shrimp, tortilla soup, Texas ribeye steak or black and redfish, and then the warm chocolate chip skillet cookie. That is a perfect champions dinner. Mm-hmm. So congratulations on that. Did anybody get the redfish, or was everybody eating the steak?
No, some people definitely got the fish. Like, that's one of the things you have to do on the menu is you have to have a meat and a fish. And so at the time, I didn't even really eat redfish. It was just like, hey, this is from Texas. Like, let's just put that on the menu. If I did the same menu this year, I'd probably eat the fish. Like, as I've improved my diet, I've, kind of added some of that stuff in. The only really funny thing that happened at the Champions Dinner was there was tortilla soup was on the menu too. And like at the Champions Dinner, I sit at the head of the table. When you're the defending champion, you sit at the head of the table with Ben Crenshaw and then Chairman Ridley. And everybody kind of sits in their own little areas. Like, you have groups of guys where they sit year in, year out. And so most of the older guys are on my left side, and they bring out the soup. Everybody sits down and they start eating it. And it was unbelievably spicy. And like all the old guys on the left side of the table just started coughing and like looking over. You see them sweating. They're all looking at me like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I didn't know it was going to be this spicy. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh man,
I like that.
Almost took out all the old guys.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe this time. Have you given any thought to what it's going to be this year? Because maybe you could put some really spicy in there.
Maybe we do wing nuts. We get awesome. Ed and Alicia from Buffalo to come down and make you guys wings.
Some buffalo wings, some chicken wings.
Them in Ed and Alicia at Augusta would be all time. We should maybe think about it.
It'd be perfect. Yeah, but I mean, if you give something that makes everybody else uncomfortable, that's a leg up for you in the actual tournament, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it only really took out the guys that have been retired for a bit.
Everyone else was fine with it. Yeah. So maybe this is a dumb question, or you don't have a good answer to it, but I'm always curious. You know, this season has been incredible. You've had an insane stretch the last few years. Was there ever a moment in your journey with golf where you were like, I might not make it? Like, we know how hard it is. We know the struggles everyone goes through. Was there ever one of those real moments where you had to sit down and be like, is this actually going to be my future? Am I going to make the tour? Am I going to be able to like be a player that stays on it for a long period of time? Did that ever happen?
Yeah, all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
I went through a couple of years in college where I battled some injuries. Like, I battled a bad back and it affected my swing for years. Where I was a really good junior player, and I had a great freshman year in college. And my sophomore and junior year, I mean, I could not keep the ball in the point. I was hitting all over the map, and I mean, it was really hard. I spent 2 years there, not playing anywhere near the best of my abilities, and yeah, like that stuff runs through your head all the time. Like, can I do this? Like, is this really going to happen? And then I remember when I turned pro, I turned pro in 2018, and I started by playing Monday qualifiers. Like, do y'all know what the Monday qualifiers are?
Yeah.
So I was playing on the Corn Ferry Tour. There's more spots. So I was like, I'm just going to go try and play Corn Ferry Tour Mondays. And I would show up to the Monday qualifier, shoot 6, 7, 8 under, not make it. Go to the next week, fly to, like, I remember I flew to St. Louis, I flew to Buffalo. I'm flying all over the country to these random places, playing Monday qualifiers, playing really well and not getting in. I'm kind of sitting there to myself, like, just failing time and time again, and playing, good enough to where I feel like I should be succeeding. And then you kind of get home, I look at Meredith, I'm like, this is hard. This is not what I signed up for. This is, it's like, I think it's going to be a grind, but at the same time, I think in the back of your head, you just expect things to go the way that you think they should go. Like, you just think that you're just going to show up and play great and everything's going to be awesome. But there's a lot of times in golf where it's really hard. I remember missing my rookie year on tour. I had a pretty solid fall, and then the spring started, and I was like missing cuts left and right. And I remember we played a tournament in Torrey Pines, and I'd shot like 7 or 8 under the first round on the easier course. And we go over to play the South course, which is much harder. And I maybe shot 80, and I bogeyed like the last 5 holes or something like that to miss the cut by 1. I remember coming off the course and calling Meredith to come pick me up. And she's like, "Hey, how did today go?" And I'm like, "Not great. I missed the cut." And she had no idea because I was so far inside the cut line. All of a sudden I missed another cut, and I'm thinking there to myself, I'm like, am I ever going to make another cut again? I mean, I just bogeyed the last 5 holes to miss the cut by 1. Like, what am I doing out here? And so golf can be challenging like that. I mean, as things are going great, they can flip and go bad just as quickly. And so, I'm trying to get better at soaking in the good times, but
Yeah. I mean, the golf, I don't know how you guys do it week in and week out, because it is the most frustrating game. And to have your livelihood be like, I have to mentally be there every shot. And like you said, like moments where you're shooting well and then all of a sudden you don't make the cut. The only thing I would say is you guys need to just do a better job of when someone clicks a picture or something and then you're like, oh man, I can't take my shot. That's a little soft, but everything else about golfers is tough as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You'd agree. Yeah. A little soft.
Yeah, I do agree. We experienced that this year. So most of the tournaments in the States, that almost never happens. When we went to the Olympics, I remember getting to the second hole, and it's par 3 down the hill over water. It's like, I think it was a 5-iron the first day. And like a lot of the people at that tournament hadn't been to a golf tournament before. And I think there may be a law in France where they like have to have the sound on when they're taking a picture. And so like you take the club back and all of a sudden like 100 cameras go off, and we're like trying to silence them. And then like there's a language barrier. We can't get them to stop. And so basically we just played 4 days of the tournament with people just like making camera noises basically the whole tournament.
Yeah, that's something that the Ryder Cup is usually really good about.
Myself, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this is really bugging me. Like I better figure this out.
Yeah,
so, it is soft.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we get more clicks. We need to be like France. I actually like that law that you have to have the sound on so people can't take pictures. If it's a
law there, but it is a law in certain countries where you can't just be out like taking pictures of people. So like maybe the way the phone is programmed to where like even when you silence it, it doesn't silence the camera sound.
Yeah, I like that.
It's not a bad. Yeah, you should stand. You should stand on business when you take a picture of somebody in public.
You should let everyone know.
Yeah, I did it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
But the Ryder Cup's really good about that, where you've got like 10,000 people from England just chanting and singing songs, and then the second you step up to the ball, it's just pure silence. They know what to do there. That's got to be a fun environment to play in.
The Ryder Cup is, I would say, probably the most fun tournament to be a part of. I remember the one we played over here at Whistling Straits was just nuts. We don't have as fond of memories of Rome, but still hanging out with the guys and, making some putts and stuff like that is fun. But the memories aren't as great in Rome as they were here in the States.
Right. Yeah. Next time up is going to be fun though.
Yeah. It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be
Keegan is captain too. It's going to be pretty fun vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you considered, I know some football coaches actually put this rule in place where they tell their players not to be not to be intimate with their wives between the months of January and like April, so they don't have a baby during the season. Have you considered planning out your future children based on when the Masters is going to be?
Not quite.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite. It's pretty difficult to have babies, so whenever the next one decides to show up, I think we'll be pretty grateful.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a better golfer now that you're a father? Because when I started having kids, I was like, I'm a better podcaster. I'm podcasting for them. I gotta make sure I elevate my game for them. That's just me though. Do you feel that?
I think part of it has helped me mentally because like you said, golf can be tough. And I think, sometimes we can all be our own harshest critic. And so when it comes to like how I'm performing on the golf course, sometimes, when I get off the course and after a tough day, I'll kind of look at myself and be like, well, what would I, if this was Bennett, what would I tell him after the day? And so part of that has been really helpful. And then, when you get home, I mean, it's one thing for your parents and Meredith and everybody to say that they don't care what you shoot. But at the end of the day, it means a lot to me. But when you get home and you see Bennett and he just like sees you walk through the door and he's like, hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
You truly do just kind of forget about everything else. Like it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. When my kids come running to me and to give me a hug, I still remember like all the money I just lost gambling. But yeah, kind of the same. I definitely don't let it. I bring that home.
Perspective is, I feel like, a really good thing for golfers.
Yeah.
Because you have, you can be your own worst enemy. You can get in your own head. But if you have like a well-rounded perspective in your personal life, then you are less likely to just psych yourself out and you're able to go out there and play well.
Yeah. And I mean, golf's tough in a sense too. Like I had a great year this year and I still lost a lot more than I won. Like golf is, you kind of live a little bit of a life of disappointment. Like you don't really win that often. It's not like football where you're winning most of your games or, a lot of the team sports where golf, like if you're struggling, you're just going to play bad. Nobody can pick you up out there. Like you're just going to have to live through it. And then even when you're playing great, you still don't win that often. So there's still a lot of disappointment that goes with it.
Yeah. And I will say the what you were saying about your son and what I have with my kids is like the bad days when you come home and like it kind of gives you that escape where you're like, oh, I just throw myself into this and I don't even think about the bad day. I don't think about the golf. I don't think about, whatever's going on. It's like this kid is just fun to be in his world.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you just want your kids to be happy. And like, I mean, he's so young right now. Like he learned how to smile in the last like month and a half, but like getting home and, when he like finally finds where you are in the room and he's like, oh, there you are. And he just lets this big smile. It's like, just awesome. Like that was one thing I did not understand going into fatherhood, like how great something little feels like that. I mean, it's awesome. It really is.
By the way, we had your back when it was the whole like Scottie will leave the Masters thing. You got done dirty by the media. They just took a quote that you would hypothetically leave if your wife went into labor, and they were like, "Oh, she's going to go in labor like any minute now." You never said that.
Yeah. No, and she wasn't going to. She was due at the end of that month. We were probably more worried about her going too late and getting into the like Bennett was going to come, during the PGA, and I was either going to have to like leave or not go to the PGA, something like that. Whereas he was due, I think, 2 weeks after the Masters. So there's always a chance, but like Meredith hadn't been feeling any signs or anything like that. And yeah, it's like, you always got to create a story, right? I mean,
yeah, they should ask every golfer that.
But there wasn't like a great chance that she was going to go into labor. I'm not even really sure how airtight of a plane we had if she did go into labor.
Yeah. We fell for the initial headline because we're big time like read a headline. We don't really like to read like a lot of words, guys. But then when we dug into it, we're like, no, Scottie did nothing wrong. This is the media just trying to make a story out of this. Like they're pretending that he basically is like, oh, I'm leaving the second it happens, but you never said it was about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I alluded to that he was due at the end of the month, and I think somebody asked me like, would you leave if your wife's going into labor? I'm like, yes, obviously. It's our first child. Of course I'm going to leave. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, of course I'm going to leave. Like that's a once in a lifetime experience. And yeah, but at no point was anybody like, well, when's she really do? I'm just kind of like sitting there like nobody ever asked. I try to keep my life off the course as private as possible. Like I don't love being, I feel like we live two separate lives. Like we have our life on the road where we travel and play golf, and then we come home like we have our friends from high school and college, and they've been our friends for forever. And it's the same way. They really don't care whether or not I won this week or not. Like, we're going to be doing the exact same thing this weekend. It's not going to change what we do.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's good to
That's a
have that.
very smart way to live life.
Did you get dad strength immediately?
Sadly not.
Oh. No additional yardage on your drive?
No additional yardage. I would say the first, couple months of Bennett being alive, like when they're born, like you're so nervous holding him that you're going to like somehow break your child, so that you like tense up and hold them. And it was actually really bad for my back the first, couple months. Now that I've relaxed a little bit, it's a little bit easier to hold him, but it was like clockwork. We'd get home from a tournament and, 2 days in, rib would pop out or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
holding them, bouncing on, like just soft little golf injuries.
Yeah. Dad strength also is just your kids thinking you're strong. That's really like my middle child is 3, and she said that I could lift a school bus. And then my oldest was like, no, he couldn't. His arms would rip off. So I was like, all right, this is a fun discussion. But at least I have one kid who thinks I'm strong. So that's the majority of dad strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Scottie, this has been awesome. I'm still just laughing about the fact that you like Stu Feiner's in your life. Like, Stu Feiner is part of your life. It's one of the funniest things ever.
When Meredith said that yesterday, I was kind of like, there's definitely a weird feeling because Stu's a bit of a loose cannon, and I was kind of like my sweet wife, even I have corrupted her now a little bit. It's like
so good. It's so good. But I do have one last question. It's a Roback question. RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com, promo code TAKE. It's actually not a question. I've been tasked. I have to say thank you on behalf of our boss, Dave, who I don't know if you saw, but he basically like was neck and neck with you in yearly earnings off of Scottie Scheffler. It was like Scottie Scheffler's making money for Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler's making money for Dave Portnoy all year. So he wanted to thank you and said he appreciates all your hard work for him.
Well, of course. Yeah, glad I could help. I'm sure if I start losing him money, it'll go in the opposite direction just as fast. But that's part of the life. I'm glad I could help him this year. Gambling is tough, so glad I could help him out a little bit.
Yeah, you were probably the top earner at Barstool Sports this year for Dave. Like when he looks at the big board, he's like, who brought in the most revenue? It's like Scottie Scheffler's on that list.
You probably made more than your caddy.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just off you.
Yeah, I think he did, which is crazy. He just wrote it. He's a Scottie guy through and through.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Appreciate the support.
Yeah. Well, Scottie, thank you so much. Anytime you're in town, we'd love to listen. Open invite if you ever want to watch the live Barstool Sports Advisors. We have a simulator here. We get on that. You could teach us some things. So we appreciate it, man. This was so much fun, and congrats again. Incredible year.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you all for having me on. It was fun.
Scottie Scheffler is being brought to you by our great friends over at The Farmer's Dog. I love The Farmer's Dog. Blake loves The Farmer's Dog. Stella loves The Farmer's Dog.
Yes.
We're all Farmer's Dog people, and Blake and Stella are Farmer's Dog dogs. It is the best dog food. They ship it to you specifically for your dog. They pre-portion it. You don't have to worry about meeting out the ingredients. All you do, you take it out of your freezer, you defrost it overnight, and then, boom, your dog's got fresh food, real high-quality ingredient food. And these days, they're warmer, the walks are longer, and one easy way to help your dog shine this season is with fresh, healthy dog food from The Farmer's Dog. It's real fresh food. They deliver it straight to your door. You don't have to worry about ordering it all the time. You don't have to worry about going to a store. You don't run out because they ship it to you ahead of time. I get a text from The Farmer's Dog, and usually that same day, The Farmer's Dog package shows up at the door, and the recipes are developed by vet nutritionists. They're made from real meat and veggies, and they're portioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls and feed your dog real dog food with real benefits. It's smart, healthy food that you can feel good about feeding your pup. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages. It's not kibble. It's not canned goo. It's real healthy food. It makes it easy to help your dog maintain their ideal weight, one of the biggest predictors of a full, healthy life. The Farmer's Dog released a new commercial telling the story of a dog's unconditional love for its human. It reminds us that no matter what happens in our day, we can always feel good about doing our best for our canine companions. Check it out on their Instagram at The Farmer's Dog, and you can get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/PMT and get 50% off for The Farmer's Dog. Scotty was also brought to you by our friends over at Amazon. Thursday Night Football is back. It's only on Prime Video. This Thursday, it's the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. These two teams, they don't like each other very much. Join Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and Kaylee Hartong for the high-powered AFC East showdown. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, live from Miami. And if you're not a Prime member, not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial, and you can cancel at any time. I'm excited about this matchup, Big Cat.
Yes.
The Bills and the Dolphins, I have a feeling that we're going to get some points. There will be points this Thursday night, and the only place to watch it is on Prime Video. Bills vs. Dolphins, 7 p.m. Eastern, Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details. And now, here's Thomas Hammock.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is head coach of the Northern Illinois Huskies off their big win in South Bend on Saturday. Coach Thomas Hammock. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Incredible game, incredible story. How are you feeling right now? I want to say great job with your schedule, having a bye week after this, but how are the vibes? Are you guys still kind of processing everything that happened on Saturday?
No, still a lot of positive vibes. I'm certainly excited we got a bye week. We get a chance to lock them back in on the practice field. But the kids are excited. There's a lot of positive momentum for our program, and I'm anxious to see how we can use this to catapult us into a higher level.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing you guys on Saturday. It was one of those stories where I feel like most of the country, if not all the country, besides Notre Dame fans, were rooting for you guys super, super hard. And it was cool to see after the game. You got kind of emotional in the interview on the sidelines, which is completely understandable. I got emotional watching you get emotional. Was that something that just hit you like a wave after the whistle was over, or did it take until you go about your business, shake hands, and then you start talking on the sidelines to a reporter, and then it comes over you all at once? When did that strong emotional pull take over?
Well, it was such a competitive game back and forth that you never really had a moment to relax and understand what was happening. And then when we blocked that kick, the emotion was shock, elation. I couldn't believe it. Our kids believed. They stayed in the fight. They continued to work. I told them all week we didn't need luck, and that wasn't a lucky win. I thought that was a win where we showed a level of physicality that we were able to match that team.
Yeah, so I would make a terrible coach because I'd freak out at the first second of something bad going on. I know you've said afterwards that you gave the message to them that they can win this game and you believed it. But trust tree, the game starts, Notre Dame goes right down the field, scores 7 points. You get the kickoff, kind of a messed up kickoff. You start at your own 2. Tell me, was there a little part of you being like, maybe we can't do this?
I think that's natural, right? We played Michigan in 2021 and got the brakes beat off of us and came back and won a championship. So when that ball hit the ground, I started thinking about what type of message will I give to these guys if it doesn't go our way. But we stayed in the fight. We ate that touchdown by Ontario Brown, 83-yard pitch and catch. That settled us down, and then we was able to continue to move forward from that point.
Yeah, because it is when you have these games where it's like a MAC team, a G5 team going up against a Power 5 team, it is like, the beginning of the game is really important because you want to have your guys believe that they can do it, and it couldn't have started worse for you in that sense, and still the guys stayed in it and fought.
Yeah, no, we talked about handling the environment early, and we didn't do a good job early in that game. And so in a game like that, momentum, the crowd, if they would have went up 14-0, it would have been hard to come baback. But
yeah.
We recovered the ball, got it to the 2-yard line, was able to have a 98-yard drive, and then from that point it became who's going to want it the most.
Yeah.
And obviously we did at the end.
Yeah. And go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you're playing against a team like Michigan or against Notre Dame, was your message kind of the same going into both of those games? Did you see something from Michigan that you saw at Notre Dame, or was it completely opposite? Like, do you always say we can beat these teams when you go up against a powerhouse like that?
No, the message was definitely not the same, and I actually got myself in trouble with our football team when we played Michigan. When we played Michigan, I thought it was the best team I've seen in college football at that point. And after they beat us pretty good, after the game, I said they built a team to beat Ohio State, and they haven't lost to Ohio State since. That team was different from a physicality standpoint, from an offensive line, the tight ends, the D-line, and I really felt, it was not a good matchup for us. Whereas that was 3 years ago. We've had 3 years to mature and grow into a more complete football team. And so when we walked into Notre Dame, even though they were a really good football team, I thought we matched up well in the trenches, which normally makes the biggest difference in those type of games.
Yeah, and the message after, like PFT said, the wave of emotion, but I thought what you said too was so cool because college football's changed, and it's, you have to admit that it's changed. The NIL, the transfer portal, and your message about, family and keeping these guys here. I know you guys lost a few guys to the transfer portal, but what kind of, like, going forward, having a win like this, it has to be huge for your program, knowing that, like, you have that message and you could see it on the field and people are watching that game like, we're different here, right?
No, you wouldn't believe how many young people have been in my DMs talking about, I want to come play for you. It's almost like that Jerry Maguire moment when he hugs them. When Rod he was his only client, and he hugged him when he made good plays at the end, and then all the other players started thinking, why can't I have a relationship with my agent like that?
Yeah.
And so that's been the moment since that game. As a lot of people want to come play for us. Unfortunately, we don't have many spots left, but I think we can build upon genuine relationships. Because there's still a lot of people that want that.
Yeah, and it's just such a cool story, and it really is like what we love about college football shown through on a Saturday. Has it set in that it's weird to say, but that was the biggest win in Northern Illinois history? I mean, I know you guys beat Alabama in 2003, Jordan Lynch finishing third, Heisman, MAC championships, but is that weird to have that happen and be like, wait, that was the number one win in NIU history, and you're an NIU lifer?
Well, I went to a Catholic school in Fort Wayne, Indiana, so I am well aware of everything about Notre Dame, from all of my buddies being big, huge Notre Dame fans to watching them growing up. So I was aware of, what a win against them would mean. And just to find a way to get it done. How many times have you been in games or seen games like that where the guy jumped over our safety and the game changes, right? But we were able to stay in the fight and find a way to make a couple plays at the end to give ourselves a chance to win.
Yeah.
Did you have any friends and family members that were upset with you for beating Notre Dame?
You know what? All of my buddies and family, although they are Notre Dame fans, they said for one day they were rooting hard for the Huskies. So that was meant a lot to me.
I love it.
They probably said that afterwards just because they were like, I was totally rooting for you the whole time, Coach. Damn well during the game they were like, come on, Irish, make this 61-yard field goal.
I agree. I'm sure they were rooting for it, and then when it turned the other way, they figured they couldn't lose either way.
Yeah. So your pregame speech, I have a question about that. You said Rocket Ismail's not walking through that door. There's no chance a room full of 18 to 22-year-olds knew who you were talking about. Was there a moment where you're like, I probably should have done a different name here?
Yeah, when you work on those speeches, you get yourself all prepared all week, and you like, I'm gonna really get them this week, And so I walk in there and I'm like, hey man, Rocket Ismail is not running through that tunnel. And to me, Rocket Ismail was one of the best college football players in college football history. And they kind of looked at me like, I'm not understanding what you're saying. And so then I had to give a couple more names so they can people that's played in Notre Dame that's had tremendous careers. So I gave Joe Montana, everybody knows Joe Montana, Jerome Bettis, Ricky Waters. But in my mind, I thought it was going to go a different direction because I have tremendous amount of respect for Rocket Ismail.
That's perfect. Did you think at any point in your pregame speech to be like, hey, guys, I know this is Notre Dame, but we've been, we've gone to Kalamazoo on a Tuesday night with, 30 degrees and sideways snow. Like Maction's tough. You guys, like South Bend is something, but you have to go to, play Ball State when the wind is whipping and there's like 20 people in this crowd. That's tough too.
No, those are tough moments because you know what? It takes a lot more to get them excited to play. But Notre Dame had a tremendous atmosphere, a lot of fans. Those guys get up for those type of moments, especially on national TV. So, but I understand your point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you got the tough job of making sure you don't eat the rat poison because everyone's saying really nice things about you, right? Like you guys are America's sweethearts right now. And I'm sure that all your players, they enjoyed themselves after the win, as well they should. It's a massive, massive thing. But now you almost have to like bring that back down to earth. Be like, we got the rest of the season ahead of us.
Yeah, I think our players know me well enough now. I've recruited all of them. They understand what I demand at practice, what I expect, the standards and expectations. So when we get on the practice field tomorrow morning, they understand full pads. It's going to be physical, like a training camp practice. And we're going to get better on the practice field. And those are the things that's going to help us continue to stay grounded.
Yeah, so I saw that you offered to help out Marcus Freeman after the game. Like, was that right after the game where you said, Coach, if there's anything we can do to help you guys for the rest of the season, if you want any of the stuff that we saw on tape that we took advantage of, you're happy to help him. I feel like that's an unusual thing for a coach to offer to an opponent that they just beat. Do you think he's going to take you up on that?
Yeah, he has taken me up on it, and we've talked on the phone a couple times and exchanged text messages. It was my first time meeting him. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for him as a head coach. I want him to do well, for obvious reasons. And, just because we competed don't mean we can't help each other or try to assist each other to make each other better. Sometimes when you become a head coach, you don't have many people you can really rely upon because nobody's going through what you're going through. And I understand. I don't understand what he's going through, but I have an idea of some of the things he's going through. And if I can help him and help him achieve the type of things he want to achieve, that's what it's about. Paying it forward. They're never going to play us again, so we will never be a common opponent. And I want to see him win a national championship.
Yeah.
He's at a program that can win a national championship.
That's very cool. Plus, if the more games they win, if they do make it to the playoff eventually, and they do win a national championship, then you can just say we're actually the national champions because we beat the national champion.
Yeah. Also,
no, I want them to win. I want them to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
Trust
Also,
me.
don't sell yourself short. G5 gets a spot in the playoff. You could see Notre Dame again. You don't know.
Yeah. What if you give him all this advice and then he uses it to beat you?
Come on.
Hey, listen. We'll go over that bridge when it happens.
All right.
But certainly, I just wanted to be a resource for him.
That's fair. I have another question about a different coach. You were roommates with PJ Fleck at NIU.
Yes. Yes.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, hey, PJ, just chill out, man. Like, I don't need any more motivational sayings. Like, I'm good.
I've known him a long time, and he understands who I am and what I'm about. And so he has a persona, that, has worked really well for him. But when he comes around me, he understands, listen, I'm Thomas and you PJ, and we're gonna address each other as such, like we know each other.
Yeah,
sometimes
old friends.
Sometimes he called me Coach Hammock. I said, don't do that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play that type of game.
Yeah,
But we are great friends, and it was exciting that he was able to share that type of message and the pride that he has for NIU.
Yeah, PJ's a friend of our show too. He's got the motivational sayings. He gets everyone pumped up. I have one last question for you. It's not about NIU, but I'm just curious because I'm a Wisconsin Badger and you were a coach there. Two different stints. You were the running backs coach though, with a room of Melvin Gordon, Monty Ball, and James White. What was that like? Just being like, look at the talent. Melvin Gordon, I think his first year didn't even get many carries and he ended up being, second all-time or third all-time in a single season rushing. What was it like being in that room with those guys?
Well, first of all, I'm glad the transfer portal wasn't around when I was coaching those guys because there was not a chance in hell that you can keep all three of those guys in your program. But they were highly, highly competitive. It was fun to coach. If one guy did something, the other guy tried to do more. I actually have James White on my staff now. He's working for us and doing a great job. But all three of those guys were unique in their own way. We also had two fullbacks that got drafted, Brady Ewan and Watt, Derek Watt.
Yeah.
So we had 5 guys in our room that all got drafted, off the same approach. And they were very professional in college. And it was a great time to be coaching those guys.
Yeah, and you must have, as a running back yourself and a running back coach, that Big Ten championship game against Nebraska must have been like, that's the peak of running back. You can't do better than that.
That was the most fun time I've had. Well, hold on, second most.
Yeah.
From Saturday.
Yeah.
But, the roll up 500 and something yards on Nebraska. And the thing about it, we played them early in the year at their place and lost by 3. And so they thought they had a real good tendency on how we was blocking the jet sweep. And so we changed some things up during the week. And, I think Melvin had over 200 yards, Monty had over 200 yards, and James had 150 yards. So those 3 guys won us the championship.
Yeah, use those linebackers.
Who was that linebacker on? Was it Will Compton?
Yeah,
that was a linebacker on Nebraska. When you were watching film, getting ready for that game, you were like, "I'm going to run that guy over. We're just going to run right at him."
No, he was a heck of a player in college. He would hit you hard in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But we ran around him. We got the ball to the perimeter.
Yeah,
so he wasn't as involved.
Hard hitting, but maybe not the fastest guy in the world.
Yeah, good game plan.
Yeah, great game plan.
Good plan.
So, Coach, I had one question actually about your fullback. Is it Is it Lamp?
Lampy. Brock Lampy.
Brock Lampy. That dude was knocking people over left and right. So we do an annual award here on the show that gets handed out to the nation's top collegiate fullback. And I think we're putting him on the watch list. As a running back, with your running back background, how nice is it to have a dude like that can take 2 guys out of a play at once?
Listen, he's so valuable for our offense and getting our run game going. He does a lot of the dirty work that people don't see, that don't show up in the stats, but are very noticeable to the coaching staff. And we wouldn't be able to run the ball the way we like to run the ball without a guy like him. So to have him on your watch list, I can't think of very many guys in the country that's going to be better.
I love it.
Yeah, he's very high up there. That was almost. I almost give him credit for a fullback win, but we don't do that. It was a great team win.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck rest of the season. Might have to get out to a game. I love Maction more than anything, so we appreciate it. And go get in the playoffs. I need a MAC team in the playoffs.
That'd be great.
Nothing better.
Thank you, and go Huskies.
Yes.
Go Huskies.
Go Huskies. Thanks, Coach.
Coach Hammock was brought to you by our very, very good friends over at Chevy. This is a Chevy truck podcast. Chevy's been a big part of the Part of My Take story going back years and years. We've been driving around at Grit Week in a Chevy, got us to the ocean, got us up to Rams training camp, Chargers training camp, got us all around, and it was all done in a Chevy. There's a reason that we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks. That's because for Part of My Take, there's only one pickup truck. It's the Chevy Silverado. It's a partner that you can depend on. They also sponsor the Lowman Trophy. Maybe Northern Illinois might have a fullback that will be included on the watch list for the Lowman Trophy coming out soon. Dude's a beast, just like a Chevy Silverado. We love the new blacked out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss. It comes with massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views, help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. I actually, sometimes when I'm driving the El Camino Big Cat, I try to parallel park, I miss the screens.
Yes.
I need the screens.
Yes.
And Chevy Silverado has so many screens. It's a breeze to park. It's a breeze to drive. It's legendary. It's gritty. It's also very, very comfortable inside. So head over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD. Check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck in the world, the Chevy Silverado.
Okay, let's wrap up the show. Hank, FAQs.
Did Big T give a comment?
Yeah, Big T, I'm speaking with him right now.
Okay.
Big T says, all I can confirm is that the song plays after touchdowns. Shador's song plays after his touchdowns, and someone else had reported it. And then he sent me a link of the North Dakota State game. Says go to 1350 and turn your sound up. It plays after the touchdown.
Does it play the fight song first?
Stand by.
Can we get a pinky bet before the start of week 2 for Panthers, Giants, and maybe throw in Washington? That's a little premature.
Pinky bet.
Huh? What pinky bet?
I think he's asking for he wants your pinky team, maybe.
Oh no, my pinky team comes after week 2.
But those are 3 bad teams.
Yeah, those
would not be.
They have to be teams that are reasonably you could see winning the Super Bowl.
Not Washington. Washington's
No, I told you we're not thinking soupy right now.
Yeah.
We're 1 week at a
no.
time.
Panthers, definitely not.
Bengals.
Bengals are making me nervous because they're playing the Chiefs, and I don't want to do that because they could definitely win the Super Bowl. I have to feel it too. I'm not going to just pick a team. It's a team that I'm confidently saying will not win the Super Bowl. I think the Bengals could go 0-2 and still win the Super Bowl.
But the Falcons.
Falcons could be on that list. People had some buzz about the Falcons.
Yeah.
Jets.
Jets could be on that list. The one scary one that has come in my head, Packers.
You couldn't do that.
I couldn't do that.
No.
Imagine if the Packers won the Super Bowl and I also had to cut the tip of my pinky off.
It would make you feel better, maybe. It's like,
Also-
at least this is my pain.
Yeah.
For the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, the boogeyman, would also be.
He doesn't hurt me anymore. It was not when he
But
did
what,
it.
but
when
what
he-
if he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
You can't do the Jets because you're inviting the boogeyman back in.
That's true.
You're like, I miss you, boogeyman.
Yeah, that's true.
What are good old interviews or shows that newer listeners should give a listen to or a
Ooh.
personal favorite?
Oh, that's a
Good
question.
Someone asked me this the other day. I think it was the funniest when it happened, and it still holds up, is the Martin Shkreli interview.
Yeah.
Was so funny.
Shkreli was good because it was so ridiculous.
Like, what? PFT got actually heated.
I think I told him I would fuck his mom.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gary Busey is another one that,
that was
slept on.
That was a wild one.
Very
for sure.
slept on.
Stone Cold. Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter. He hit me up. He hit me up and was like, I don't think I've DM'd him in 6 years. He hit me up yesterday out of the blue.
To find the poop eating guy?
No, he was like, it was like a poster. I think it was maybe a missing kid or something that he's looking for. And he was like, hey, your last message went to spam. Hope you're well. And I was like, what do you need from me, dog? And then he sent me a number. He's like, hit this person up. We'll coordinate a 3-way call. So I might be back on the dog. I might be back part of the time.
Tell him that you'll help him find the kid if he helps you find the guy that said he'd eat poop out of Solo Cup.
Yeah, I mean, this is if my number gets called, I'm there, dog. But who else? Other ones? Not Kareem.
Actually, the first time, well, it's the only time, but it was the first Grit Week, and we swung through Youngstown and interviewed Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel was very
Jim
good.
Tressel, I thought, was a good interview, yeah.
Yeah, like I think any of the ones that we've had on multiple times, if you go back to the first one, they're always great. Like the Harbaugh first one, Joe Buck first one.
Jerry
any of them-
O'Connell first one is
Jerry
probably
O'Connell.
pretty good.
Yeah, any of those are really fun because it's like you can see the beginning of the relationship and
John Cena, first one, great.
John Cena first
It was
one,
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena first one, great.
That one sounds so good. Hey guys, not a FAQ, but more looking for advice from my boyfriend who works for a famous politician who has recently come under heat for using songs to walk out to without getting them cleared first. Do you think that he should tell the person he works for to keep doing it and keep playing the song, using the song, or hold off until the legal teams figure it out? Everyone really loves the song he comes out to.
That's a good question. So if the publishing company finds out that you're using a song that is their property, then they will sometimes engage with you and you don't know what your liability is. And then you have to wait for all the dust to settle after the fact. And if you've been using it for a while, then you want to make sure that you're not giving them anything else to talk to you about when they're talking about all the other times that you've done it.
Also, I'm just assuming this is Trump, and Trump's a guy who he talks about everything. So if he's not talking about this, there's probably a reason. So people probably ask him, and it's like, why aren't you addressing this? It's like he would address it if he could.
That's a good point.
He probably can't.
Or he would find some way to subtly address it without talking about it.
Right. Which the subtlety, maybe not, but yeah.
Maybe not that.
Yeah.
Some people might think it's subtle. Some people that would listen to it would be very confused and not understand what he's talking about.
But some people would understand the subtlety.
And those people that would get it,
right,
he would appreciate it.
And if I know Trump like I know Trump, I know he would work hard to figure out a way to
cares about the
make
people.
it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it might not work right now, but he's gonna find a way to make it work.
And he
And if you
probably
keep asking him, he's probably not going to be able to answer it.
and he'd probably just say like, "Bear with me.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
They're only coming after me because I'm standing in front of you."
Yeah.
That's what he would say.
I didn't get shot.
Yeah.
You didn't or did?
Did. He said
Didn't.
Did. Did. Oh,
Hank
didn't.
said
You think he didn't?
No,
What?
his ear is fully recovered.
Yeah. His ear just
Hey!
started spontaneously bleeding.
Hey.
Yeah, no, he did not get shot.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's a take.
He did not.
Okay. That's a take.
Wait.
I said that's a take. I don't agree with it, but it's a take.
Hank, can we unpack this for a little bit?
Yes.
Somebody died.
True.
They got shot in the head. Somebody
Are you just finding this? part out?
unfortunately
No,
died.
I know.
Okay.
And then his ear was bleeding. And then there's a picture of the bullet going past the back of his head. And then the FBI said that he got shot.
Have you seen pictures of his ears
A close-up of his ear.
currently?
Hank's right. They did regenerate pretty quickly.
But your ears have a lot of blood flow. They regenerate.
does Holyfield?
Not if it. No,
does Holyfield
that's
still have
that.
his
That actually is maybe like I didn't dig too deep into it. I saw it's like Evander Holyfield's ear has not regenerated.
Oh,
Well,
Trump is totally fine.
I think there's a difference between regenerating
I didn't
and
mean to-
healing.
I didn't-
It's not like a lizard's tail where if you pulled my ear off right now, I'd come in a week and have an ear that grew
Wouldn't he
back.
be talking about it more?
You don't think
I
he's
think
talked about it? He's been talking about it.
I
a
also
lot.
think he's like, I mean, if you come that close to dying, it's got to fuck you up bad.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. It's got to fuck you up. All right.
Maybe he got shot. I don't know why I even said that.
Last FAQ. I like it. You
Yeah.
took a shot at a take.
It's
It was
important.
good.
It's important to have a take.
This is part of my take. Take your shot.
Last one. I feel like this is a. Is there any other good ones? Ooh, last one, I guess. Out of the last ones. Long-time listener, first-time texter. With the Patriots' big upset on Sunday, this means Summer of Hank is still going.
Oh.
Summer technically isn't over.
No, I do not think the summer of Hank is still going because based on Hank's body language on Sunday after the Patriots won, he wished he was golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
You did not care.
Yeah. You can't deny it.
Sundays were tough.
You
Sundays
can't
and Fridays
deny it.
have hit hard. That is the true sign.
Sundays are the
Wait,
best.
how are Fridays hitting hard?
Because I'm here later on Fridays. I was like every Friday.
He was golfing every Friday.
That was the yak. It was my yak Fridays. Those are over because I have to be here later on Friday, and then Sunday also. It was like Friday at like 1:00, Sunday at 1:00. Those are pretty much every day, every weekend of the summer.
You have the Friday scaries?
Yeah.
What do you do on Fridays now?
To wait for advisors.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
damn it. Damn
Right.
it. Damn it. Damn it. You have to do your job.
I know it's fine.
But yeah, no, I think the summer of Hank's over because summer Hank means that Hank is doing whatever he wants to do and living his best life. He was not living his best life.
I think the official conclusion of Summer of Hank was when he lost Mount Rushmore. When he lost the duel. That was the end of it because now you've got this big, big dark rain cloud that's hanging over the back of your head and you're going to be thinking about the 9 darters and the 9 darters and you have to get it in pocket.
Although,
9 darters.
yeah,
I'm not getting a 9-darter.
yeah, you are. Not with that attitude, you aren't.
Just do it.
Come on, Hank. Just do it. Hank, you going to watch Kent State, Tennessee on Saturday?
Fuck no.
I think you're not going to get your TV
It's
situation
probably
figured
on
out, so you
ESPN.
yeah. You're going to do that on purpose. All right. Good show, boys. Numbers. 20.
56.
Come on, memes.
9.
Someone did say, and it was a very mean thing to say, that PFT and memes have the same number of lottery ball wins as their teams have wins.
That is a very mean thing
That
to
was
say.
a very mean thing to say. I said, no, don't say that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I told that person, you're a bad person.
I don't even care.
What was that, Pug? Say it again.
97 per.
8. It's going to be 8. Why would I care? I'm going to get it right now.
12. 12. Did you guess 12 recently? No.
I don't think so.
12. I think it's the second timer in the past couple weeks.
Memes, I was rooting for you.
Yeah, me too.
Love you guys.